Welcome to Central Hardin High School Week 1 KHSAA football playoffs. The home standing 8-2 Central Hardin Bruins, led by head coach Tim Mattingly, will host 4-6 Meade County Green Wave head coach Larry Mofield. And so we've got week 1 of the playoffs here, and a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of optimism all around the state of Kentucky tonight, and I'm sure the Bruins and the Green Wave are looking at this as an opportunity to kind of start all over, start their season. You need 5 wins, and you're a champion. So everybody is ready to go tonight. It'll be an exciting, even if cold, affair here at Central Hardin High School. This is Paul Gray alongside me, my partner Jeff Knoll. And Jeff, a couple of interesting storylines here. One team getting healthy, one maybe a little bit banged up. Starting with Meade County getting healthy. How about Austin Opel back?
Oh, man, that is so good to see him. When they told us tonight that he was on the roster, you know, he was injured in the North Hardin game, and, you know, just kind of he rolled into the bench and broke his facial bone, and so amazing to see him back out there. That's a great sign. Plus, their quarterbacks, they've got a choice now.
Well, we've noticed Kyle Parker, the sophomore's played quite a bit at quarterback. Trent Mofield has played some as well. Looks like the senior will get the start, Trent Mofield this evening.
Right,
so Meade County getting healthy at the right time. Austin Opel will be wearing number 10 tonight. I think he was previously number 5. That jersey was cut off of him at North Hardin during that injury. Again, as you mentioned, he had a fracture to his nose, cheekbone, orbital bone. Nothing, though, that required any sort of surgery. So he's back. We thought he was out for the season. Yeah. But he is back tonight, and he'll be leading that Meade County offense. I think they are 100% tonight with everything they've got, and I expect to see a much more competitive game than we saw 4 weeks ago when Central Hardin beat them 43-7.
They are pretty tough against the run, so obviously that is not necessarily the way Hardin's going to come at you. Central Hardin's going to come at you with their weapons, with Elmore, and when you've got George and Wilkerson out there, you know, they've got some amazing passing games. So we'll see how it rolls. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Bruins a little more here as the game goes along, as well as the Meade County Green Wave. Xander Allen kicking us off. We're under action here, and it is a bouncer up the middle there, and it bounces off Meade County. It's still on the ground.
And number 17 from the Green Wave falls on it.
That's Waylon Allen. Waylon will be one of their contributors on the offensive side of the ball, especially receiving, running, the football, and a little bit in the secondary as well. Big play by Waylon Allen there to retain possession. They'll start with it from their own 30-yard line, a little bit right of center of the field here.
Avoided some disaster right off the top there. Nice little move by Central Hardin to shake things up from the very beginning.
Well, Xander Allen we've talked about all year, and he does a great job with a lot of different kinds of kicks. I think we're going to see a very traditional Meade County-looking attack here. Mofield, he's got Myron Page behind him, the big fullback, jet sweep action.
Austin Opel.
It is 10 Opel with the football. He was averaging 125 yards a game before the injury, and so he is an explosive player. He picks up about 4.5, maybe 4 yards on his first carry of the night.
He was playing quarterback that night that he was hurt against
right.
North Hardin, and so after they had lost their starter. But I don't think we're going to see him at that tonight. He'll be back in his original position.
So double wing formation, typical wing T look. Motion from Burnett, give to Myron Page, the big fullback, straight ahead.
Up the middle.
First down, number 2 for the Green Wave.
A few weeks ago when they were playing E-Town High, calling that game, it was a rainy night, and their offense consisted of 2 plays, or 2 players basically, and it was Page in the backfield, but mainly Burnett. They ran Burnett all night long.
Number 3, yes, Mason Burnett will be a big part of what they're doing tonight. And you're seeing much more of a traditional wing T look than what we've seen from them early in the season. And I think this is where they're comfortable. Give is to the second back. That's Opel again on a belly look there. Fake to Page straight ahead. Be about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Didn't like seeing him full speed over there towards the sideline and the bench.
Bench is a little further from the sideline here than they were at North Hardin, that's for sure.
That's a good thing.
Well, Central Hardin defense, again, it's going to be 2nd down and 8 now. The Green Wave have the football at about the 44-yard line, their own 44. And, again, it is Trent Mofield under center. Tight end to the right, double wing formation. Burnett across the formation, jet sweep look. He's going to turn it up hard inside for about a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up about a 3rd down and 5.
Took her up to the left and broke right and got a few yards, but we're still short of the yard to gain.
So about 3rd and 5 here again as they approach midfield. Blaine Mattingly, big number 60 for the Bruins on that last tackle. Again, it's a traditional wing T set here. Burnett in motion across, give to the fullback straight ahead. That's Myron Page, and they'll stack him up right about a yard gain, maybe, Jeff.
Yeah, that's barely, and it almost looked like he lost the ball, but Page is wearing number 2 tonight. Earlier in the season, he was number 50, and because he is a line, inside linebacker on defense, and but when they started utilizing him in the backfield, had to change the number.
Well, he'll be number 2 tonight, and it was actually a 3-yard gain with forward progress. He was pushed back, bring up a big 4th and 2 from the 50-yard line, midfield. Coach Mofield going for it here.
Bold.
Wing T look, and the Bruins are in a man-to-man look here with a lot of guys up front. Toss to Opal around the left. Hit right at the marker.
Close.
It is going to be right at the marker.
100% a placement call on this one, but I think they're giving it to him.
That was Dianco Wilkerson from his corner spot coming up to make the tackle on the toss sweep.
It's good to see him doing that. Dianco's been hobbling around a little bit out there on his ankle. Hopefully that's not going to hinder him any tonight.
They're going to measure it, Jeff, as it was very close. Yeah, one of the things we were talking about pregame is the Meade County getting healthy and Central, maybe a little banged up. Dianco didn't play in the first matchup with Meade County because of an ankle, and he's been hobbled on that the last 3 weeks, in fact. And so they're having some issues with the injury bug here at Central Hardin. Sam Filiaw, the big tackle, last week had some issues. Sean Hay with a neck and shoulder. First down, Meade County. Big stretch of the chain.
Wow, that was a great placement for them. This is we're doing something we haven't seen all year, which is the Bruins coming off 2 losses. That is, they had that hard-fought loss a couple weeks ago against North Hardin. The 2 undefeated, county teams coming together. What'd you say? There were 12,000 people here that night for that game?
Something like that. It was a big turnout that night.
Low scoring, 7-0, but.
Wing T formation to the left. From the left hash across the formation comes Austin Opal on number 10. Toss sweep, quick toss out to the side. Elmore there in a hurry to turn him back inside.
I don't think
he got Bruin defense right in there behind him. It looked like it may have been Ibarra, 23, or 22. Ferguson actually up to make the play.
He was fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So very well played that time by the Bruin defense. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 basically. May have got a foot on the placement there. And again, the Green Wave have the ball at the Bruin 48-yard line. It's a double wing look here with Myron Page at the fullback. Richardson wide left. They're going to go play action pass. Looking down the middle of the field. Elmore's there to make the play, as is Wilkerson. It's batted around 3 or 4 times.
Wilkerson had it, and number 20, Richardson turned around and became the defender at that point in time, because otherwise Dianco had that ball with a lot of green space between him and any other Green Waves.
So, yeah, Elmore and Wilkerson both had a shot at it. They batted it around some, and
Richardson
almost came up with it.
Yeah.
So with 8:28 to go, we've got a 3rd down and 10 for the Green Wave here. They're going to go with Opal at quarterback, like a shotgun look here with Mofield to the right. He's going to run the football around the right end, and he's going to pick up 6 or 7 here on 3rd and 10. So this may put Coach Mofield in a situation where he likes going for it on 4th down again.
Well, he's got about the same down and distance that he had last time he went for 4th, and he's got a better position anyway on the field. So I can't see him not doing it if he did it last time.
Well, they are on the Bruin 42-yard line, 4th and 4. They need about the 38 to pick it up. Again, they went to that single wing look where your back, or wildcat look we call it now, where the back is taking the snap there.
Right.
Looks like it'll be Mofield this time, and a trip formation to the left.
Big 4th down stand.
Got Dozier out to the right, number 13. He's
pass.
looking to the right. He's scrambling. That's Mofield trying to pick it up himself.
Not going to
And
do
he
it.
is popped out of bounds by Gavin George. Not going to get it. I think if he had cut it back inside,
He might
had
have.
a
Yeah,
shot
he absolutely
to
would
pick it
have.
up.
He cut towards the sideline, but you're exactly right. If he'd have juked out and cut back, he would have probably picked up that extra couple of yards. But so we got a turnover on downs. Central Hardin Bruins offense is in play. As we said, Bruins coming off a hefty loss last week, so see if they can get back in gear at this point.
Well, they've only scored 7 points in the last 2 games total. That'd be a jet sweep. Look to Deonka Wilkerson, and again, you see him a little hobbled, but he's going to pick up 4 on that first down give from Chase Elmore.
Out to about the 46, I guess they mark it on that. Yeah, and that 7 points you said really didn't come until late in last week's game, and it was pretty much not necessarily a garbage score, but
it was garbage time, and it was both teams had their backups in the game. It was Gabe Ramirez, actually, number 6.
So in
backup
truth,
fullback,
this offense
put that on the board.
This offense hasn't scored in 2 games.
They have not, and so quads look to the left, sprint out. Elmore is in a little bit of trouble. There's a penalty flag down, and now another penalty.
Well, there should be another one over here. Number 53 was hanging on to him 15 feet outside of the.
So 53, Marshall Jackson was tackling the quarterback, Chase Elmore, well out of bounds, and actually it was number 16, Bryant Rhodes, who was knocking one of the blockers way out of bounds here. There is a holding penalty on the sprint out on the Bruins. We're looking to see if we're going to have also
offsetting.
Personal foul, I thought, against the Green Wave.
But they called that against the Bruins.
Well, the holding, I think, is against the Bruins.
But the personal foul is against Green Wave.
I haven't seen a personal foul called yet, but it has to be.
There's no way that can't.
It's a late hit out of bounds.
I don't know.
There were 2 of them, actually, and I'm not real sure what we're getting here. We're going to get the holding penalty marked off, and the other flag picked up, it appears. Rough start for the Bruins on that one. That was the Meade County Green Wave being.
Wow.
No, they are calling the personal foul also on the Bruins. So it's a personal foul and a holding call on the Bruins, and this is going to back them up inside their 20-yard line, and they've got to get to the 50 for a first down here.
So this is 2nd and forever.
It's going to be 2nd and 37 or 8 as the Bruins are at their 12-yard line. So 2 penalties called there. The first one I saw coming, the holding call out on the edge, was an obvious call.
Yeah, right.
But the other call I thought was definitely on Meade County, late hit out of bounds, but that's not how they saw it. So that'll bring up 2nd and 36, maybe 37, play action pass look. And the throw is to Sean Hay on the drag, tight end dragging across. So
nice pickup.
On that 2nd and 36, they're going to pick up about 20. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 16 or so. So really good play on the drag to the tight end on a bootleg look. So good comeback play after the penalty.
Still behind the chains, but that was a nice chunk play to get him back in. At least you're in business.
Another one of those, and you're right at it.
Yeah, you just don't have that 3rd and 38 play in your book.
Well, fortunately, they picked up a bunch. They've got 3rd and 19, actually. I thought had it at about 16. This is going to be 3rd and 19 from the 31-yard line. They need the 50. There's
George.
A curl route to Gavin George, but they're all over him.
Oh, yeah.
Burnett and Page right there to make the tackle. And so they'll pick up about 8 or 9, and it'll bring up 4th and 10 here, maybe 4th and 9 from about the 41-yard line. So some really good plays in the passing game, but unfortunately shot themselves in the foot. And this is the kind of thing that happens to a team that's an explosive team, but is really struggling to score the ball. They're finding every way to stop themselves from making these drives. And I think the rain 2 weeks ago against North Hardin was a big factor. But just mistakes right there. Xander Allen to punt it away. It's a good punt. It's going to take a Bruin bounce here down to about the 21-yard line. So the Meade County Green Wave will be backed up, and Central Hardin at the very least is winning the war of field position right now.
You know, Meade County's defense, definitely you can see some improvement over what we've seen earlier in the year. And it's not like they aren't, they're great tradition at that school. And so it was inevitable that at some point we're going to see them maybe start pulling some stuff together. But a lot of that, it's health, and especially at the high school level, you get a few of your key players unhealthy, that just impacts you in a way you can't imagine.
So this Meade County, as you mentioned, the run defense that they have, they held the great Lavelle Wright from North Hardin about 30 yards. Their run defense, great. Their pass defense has been very suspect. Back on offense, Austin Opal, big hole over the left side.
Wow.
And it's got to be Chase Elmore to make the tackle after a 13-yard gain, maybe 14 yards. So first down, Green Wave up to about the 35-yard line. So just kind of straight ahead blocking, looked like his own play around over the left side, inside zone, and Austin Opal making his presence felt.
Well, they must have made some improvements on their pass defense as well. That last play against Gavin George, I mean, he caught the ball with some space, but they closed on him immediately.
Picked up 10 yards. If they hadn't been on a second and 36, they'd have picked up a couple of first downs there. So we'll see how that develops. Give to Opal again over the left side. Nothing there this time.
Nothing.
Kind of a lead play with Myron Page out in front, and they'll pick up 2. 2nd and 8 from the 37.
2nd and 8.
So again, Trent Mofield at quarterback tonight. The sophomore Kyle Parker did a nice job filling in several games and in several spots. But it's the senior that they're going to go with right now. You can see on his left arm a big brace, number 15. Broke his elbow in the preseason, and is he just healthy enough a few weeks ago. He's sprinting to his right, throwing to his right, nobody open. Trent Ferguson, great coverage on Mason Burnett, number 3.
Absolutely great coverage. He was with him every step, gave him no room at all. That was excellent coverage.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Now, interestingly enough, Jeff, a team like Meade County here, they got in a situation in the last series where they got behind the chains because of a pass that was unsuccessful.
Right.
Here at 2nd down and 8 with a run, maybe they pick up a couple and they put themselves at 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5. Here at 3rd and 8 is a tough down and distance for them in their own end of the field. So we'll see what Coach Mofield has here. Double wing formation, deep motion by Burnett, double handoff inside to Opal. Trent Ferguson right there to make the tackle.
Not going to make it. About 5 yards short.
Big number 68. That's Butterworth, I believe.
Yeah.
Dylan Butterworth to help on that tackle there. Dylan cleaning up what Trent Ferguson started there. So at 4th and 5, Green Wave will have to punt, and
they have Butterworth listed here at 5'10", 290. That is one compact package right there.
Fella. Absolutely. Kick is away. There is a flag down. The ball is bouncing.
I didn't see.
It's going to be scooped by Deonko Wilkerson, but no room there. And another flag going to be thrown. And another. I see 3 flags on the field, Jeff.
There's a lot of laundry on that field, but I did not see. I didn't see any of them. I don't know if that was an into the kicker back there or not. I was looking downfield at the punt.
I didn't see that. I believe it was 66 Eli Ridgeway doing the kicking. They've got one of their big fellas that does their punting duties. I believe it's Ridgeway, but we'll check it again next time Meade County goes to punt. Couldn't see the number for sure.
It appears that it was a good punt, and they're getting ready to mark off actually in the Bruins' favor.
Holding.
It's about a 30-yard punt with no return.
An illegal block.
Offsetting penalties, so are they going to play it over again?
Looks like they're having a good conversation with Coach Mattingly on the Central Hardin sideline to see what he wants to have done here, if we're going to make them kick it again or if we're going to take the ball. And they're going to make them kick it again. Again, you've got Gavin George and Deonko Wilkerson back deep. If one of them can field a punt,
absolutely,
you've got an opportunity. So they're going to make them punt it. And, again, it'll now be 4th down and 5 again.
Deonko went back about 5 yards after he caught that ball, so absolutely. Make him kick it again.
Trent Ferguson reporting late again, back on the field for the punt return look. They're trying to hold him up. Kick is away, and it doesn't look like they'll field it cleanly. Wilkerson will scoop. He makes one man miss, and there's another penalty. Blocking penalty that will be thrown there.
That looks like that might be coming back.
Kyler Lee, I believe, is going to be the suspect here, number 25. Coaches are talking to him, and a couple of his teammates talking with him about what happened back there. And He seems confused, but
Yeah, it's
the
always a
officials
good
are gonna call it.
indication. The guy standing there with his hands out is usually the one that was guilty.
He's at least
I
the
didn't
one
do
they're
that.
calling it on.
So it's coming back. So nothing gained by redoing that down.
So each team with a couple of possessions, and well, the Green Wave with 2 possessions, and Central Hardin with 1 possession, and nothing doing so far. One of the things that concerns me, Jeff, is you get some officials from time to time that want to really inject themselves into a ball game, and
Yeah.
they can really kill momentum and kill offense. And so right now,
Seems to be happening,
there's
and
a
that's
lot
a
of
sad
flags
thing.
being thrown, and it could affect the flow of the game. But we'll see how they do and how that develops here. 3:25 to go in the first quarter, and Central Hardin's going to take over. It looks like on the their own 28-yard line on the right hash.
They're discussing something out there
Ball
with
is
the ball
being
right
set,
now.
but yeah, they're not blowing it ready for
Oh,
action.
No,
Nope,
they're
going
marking
back.
off the penalty. Well, you know, it is that interesting. It's kind of like the news reporter is never supposed to be the news, and same thing with a referee. And when he starts becoming the object of attention, that's not a good thing.
So the Bruins will move it back now. They are going to be starting now from their own 15-yard line, so the field position swings back. Motion across by Wilkerson. Give inside. May have been Lee. I couldn't tell who had the ball.
Looks like he picked up a couple, but not much.
Handled by a tidal wave.
So first down yielding a yard for the Bruins. It'll bring up a 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line. Again, actually, it may have been Clay Perry getting the football there. Andrew Ibarra going to check in for Perry. 2:55, 2:50 and counting in the first quarter.
George out wide.
George to the left, yes, a wing T formation to the right, but motion across by Ibarra. So it's an overbalanced set to the left. They're going to sprint left and throw it to. Not sure who that
Nice.
was on the catch. It was not Ibarra. It was
He's got to be close to the first
25.
on that
I
one.
believe that's Kyler Lee.
Tyler Lee on the
It is
reception.
Kyler Lee.
Brings up
So
third
about a
down and
7-yard
1.
gain, bringing up a 3rd and 1 look, maybe 3rd and 2. The ball is being placed at about the 23-yard line, so they need the 25. It's basically 2 yards that they need for a first down here to get their first down and to move the chains. Green Wave in a 3-deep look here. 3 down linemen to give it straight ahead to Kyler Lee. He's carrying tacklers.
He has that.
And he's got a first down. They hit
Absolutely.
him just short of the 25, but he ran through about 3 tacklers.
Rolled off tackle and kept those legs moving. So first down, Bruins.
First down, Bruins.
So the first down for the Bruins comes to 1:54 remaining in the first quarter. The chains have been moved and the clock will wind. And the Bruins have their first look at a second series here.
Really impressed with Green Wave defense tonight. They came to play. They really did.
That's a tough group. JT Godsey 7, an outside linebacker here, Myron Page and Will Millay in the middle of the defense. Wilkerson in motion across, the give on the jet sweep.
Oh,
and
he
he'll
slips
slip
and
and
goes
fall.
down.
Now, you mentioned earlier to me as we were talking how, the field looks in pretty good shape. But obviously as you get late in a season here, you've got some turf that might be a little loose. This brown Bermuda has gone dormant. And footing could be an issue, and he tried to cut that up, and there was nothing there.
It went so long for so dry, and then got a little bit of rain the last couple of weeks, so that's gotten down in there and loosened it all up, as you say. But you're right, it is a brown field for sure. It's not. That's not the color on your television.
27, Mason Thompson checks in for the Bruins. 10 Opal at corner out here. 2 safeties back. This could be a timeout for the Bruins. A little confusion. They didn't get everything set the way they wanted. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Contact Ryan at 270-723-4626. and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So the big guys coming back out on the field there for the Central Hardin Bruins. Big number 70, Caleb Adams, a left tackle there, leading his team back out onto the field. There are 4 receivers to the left. Kyler Lee in a blocking position. So trips look. Gavin George in the slot.
Trying to get out.
Catching a little slant route on 2nd and 15. And he'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and probably 8, maybe 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
For the Bruins here. So again, they're 3 for 3, being very effective in the passing game, but so far not getting much going in the run game against his vaunted run defense.
He pretty much gashed them the last time they played him this year, so they certainly have remembered Gavin George. He's caught it in space, but after that, they're closing on him quickly.
They're doing a good job. You're right. They've got him surrounded in these zone defensive looks. You can see that it's a 3-man front look. They're going to bring a man off the back side, off the weak side. Elmore scrambling now, looking for somewhere to throw the football. He throws that away, and the flag is going to come out.
Yeah,
that was just tossed nowhere.
No, number 50 was the only Bruin in sight, and he's not supposed to catch the ball.
Well, that is going to be an intentional grounding call, and they're going to mark that off. So that's the first incomplete pass thrown by Chase Elmore tonight, and Elmore has done something that I don't remember a Bruin quarterback doing, which is throwing for over 2,000 yards this year.
Yeah.
It's been a phenomenal year for him. Coming into the game tonight, his regular season totals were 2,016 yards.
Wow.
So a phenomenal season for Chase Elmore. A good start tonight, but they're just not able to really get anything going, as now with the penalty, and intentional grounding is a loss of down penalty. It's going to bring up about a 4th and 25, and so nothing doing for the Bruins on that series of downs either.
Really hard to put it all together when you consider how much he's done over in the air this year, and these last 2 games haven't really scored a touchdown, and we're still, we're into the second quarter now, and they still haven't, so you're talking 9 quarters where they have not scored in this particular offense, and they are, in the first part of the year and up through until that North Hardin game, this Central Hardin offense is just absolutely explosive. But, people start adapting, learning how to play them, and they're obviously trying to shut down George. And, you do wonder about Dianco, how bad that ankle is. He's not really doing much tonight so far.
Well,
at least on offense.
You also, Jeff, you make mistakes. And
right.
They're making a lot of mistakes. They
That's
had
exactly right.
4 turnovers, I think, in that second half against North Hardin, in several of them in opportunities where they could have scored. They will draw Meade County off sides, but that'll just make it 4th and 19. So that's
not picking up the
change.
first on that.
Not going to change a whole lot. You've got Xander Allen in punt formation. He's ready to punt the football. So they'll move up 5 yards, and they'll go again here. Ball's now set at the about the 19-yard line. So Bruins, again, still ready. Gabe Ramirez calling out the signals. Austin Opal, number 10, standing at about the 46-yard line.
Wow.
Xander Allen, not a great punt.
No, it is not.
Punt. And it's going to take a
bounce.
Meade County bounce, and they're only going to get about 15, 18
Oh.
yards out of that kick.
Great field
So
position.
Meade County, yes, has flipped the field, as they say.
He certainly did, and kicking the ball, it's cold out there. It's like kicking a rock when it's cold like that. So, you got to feel for him in that. But this is absolutely a flip the field situation.
Yeah, so the kicking game, can be really tricky.
Second period coming up.
Well, we have the end of the quarter here at Central Hardin Field. I thought we'd had the end of the quarter a minute ago, but that was just a timeout.
Yeah, so we are flipping the field.
We are flipping the field. They're going to be going the other direction, but Meade County will have the ball on the Central Hardin Bruins 32-yard line. A temperature right now here at Bruin Field is 28 degrees. Not a lot of wind. A beautiful clear night, but man, it's cold.
It is
out
absolutely cold. The clear makes it worse. So there's nothing there to keep that sky from getting cold. So definitely cold down there on the field for sure. And the attendance is pretty good. It started off pretty sparse there to begin with, but they started showing up right at the end. Nobody was going to be out here any longer than they had to.
Absolutely. So Meade County taking over to start the second quarter, and again 0-0 ball game. When we were in Brandenburg about 4 weeks ago, Central Hardin was already up, I believe, 14-0 at this point, and had hit several big plays. So the cold and the rain have really been a nemesis to the Bruins so far this year. Bruins in a 3-deep coverage look. The give is going to be to Myron Page on a delayed handoff, and he's going to get a yard maybe. He's going to be to about the 30-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 9.
So every time you say Myron, I don't hear that name very often, but it takes me back to Pittsburgh because one of their major announcers is Myron Cope. And matter of fact, he is the creator of the terrible towel.
Oh, wow, yeah. I remember I had an old video I used to watch, and he was the announcer. And
yeah.
Well, I had a very fond memories of a player I coached named Myron Hopkins.
There you go.
Who was a good running back for me up in Northern Kentucky years ago. But Page is in the backfield again, motion across by Opal. The give on the jet sweep is to Opal.
He's got some space. He is moving. He's
broken 2 tackles, juking and jiving and moving. About a 20-yard gain for Austin Opal there. He was being led out in front there by 53, I believe it was, Marshall Jackson on the jet sweep.
You see a lot of excitement tonight at this point in the Green Wave, and I'm sure having Opal back and healthy, that's got to just give them a little charge, thinking, you know what, it was a tough season, but we got our guy back now, and he brings something that nobody else had.
They're healthy. They've got the senior quarterback now in there. They've got Myron Page in the backfield with them. The big offensive line that they've always had. Page straight ahead now on a little fullback trap for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of team you don't want to come up against in the playoffs,
exactly.
Is it? You never know what they're gonna. They don't have anything to lose. They're coming out here, no pressure, and you got the Bruins on a 2-game losing streak. So you just don't know what's going on in their heads right now.
So 4-yard gain actually straight ahead by Page. They're offsetting that fullback a little bit to one side here. He's not in a traditional fullback look. Page now at the wing, Opal behind the quarterback, Mofield. The gift to Opal. He's going to just walk into the end zone.
Easy in there.
Easy score. And
not touched.
We have got
wow.
ourselves an interesting second quarter of action here as Austin Opal will put the ball in the end zone, and the Green Wave will look to kick this thing through to make it a 7-0 ball game.
So, Coach, how important is field position?
Pretty important, and as you mentioned, it's hard to kick the ball. We'll see how Meade County. It's hard to kick the ball when it's this cold out.
Oh, we got movement. I'm not sure if they were drawn off or it is against Central Hardin.
Well, it's number 89, Carter McCoy, the sophomore, on to kick the point after here. We'll see what Coach Mofield wants to do at this point. If they will go ahead and kick again, they will. They're going to decline that penalty and go ahead and kick the ball anyway here. Ball snapped, is down.
Ooh, kicked it right into him. Nope, never got it off there. It was a bad snap. And he never
slipped
really got
on the kick as well, didn't he, Jeff?
He did. He slipped. The snap was low. He didn't really get it up on, teed up well, so that was going bad from the word go. Yeah, it really is. If you don't really understand the whole game, field position is absolutely the strategy that wins or loses games, especially if you are primarily a running team and you get to start off, past midfield in your opponent's territory, as Meade County did right there, then it just changes the whole dynamics of your game, and energy comes back in an amazing way. So capitalized on that. That's why a punt sometimes is the best offensive play you've got.
So it looks like it'll be McCoy on to kick off. Checking the number there, back deep, obviously. Gavin George, Deonko Wilkerson ready to receive the kick. Again, it was a 43-7 drubbing by Central Hardin of Meade County.
That stings.
Actually, it's 83 to kick it away. Number 20, Nolan Goodman with the ball. Breaks 2 tackles. He's loose. He's over the 50-yard line.
Here
He'll
we go.
carry it to about the 44. So a little bit of a pooch kick there. It was actually number 83, who's Grayson Pollock, who was doing the kicking duties that time, and who was not on the extra point.
That was Hunter Mitchell that returned that back?
20, I believe that's Nolan Goodman, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was number 80.
It's 20. No, it was definitely 20.
It was 20. So Nolan Goodman
that had the football there, and Nolan did a good job getting straight north and south and making some big yards.
Now Central Hardin has some good field position for the first time. Oh, my goodness.
JT Godsey meets Deonka Wilkerson deep in the backfield for a 5-yard loss.
He was untouched coming around that far end. Played that well. He was fooled, not at all.
So Godsey is the outside linebacker, and he does a great job coming up outside to take on the belly play there. We had Clay Perry motion and then coming back to be the lead blocker, but he goes up inside the hole, and Godsey comes around the end untouched to make the play in the backfield. So now again behind the chains, as they've been in their first 2 drives as well. The quads look to the left. He's going to sit in the pocket this time, though. Elmore, he's rolling the other direction. He's going to go
to his
receiver to the right for about an 11 or 12-yard gain there. That is 33, I believe, Clay Perry on the catch. He had just set up in the zone and presented himself to the quarterback, and Elmore made a good throw.
It's perfect, right on the dime, and he's going to be a few yards short here, the first down, but great pickup, gets him back in reachable.
So about an 11-yard gain, I'd say. I think it's 3rd and 4 here. They are to about the 43-yard line. Excuse me, that is the 37-yard line of the Green Wave. There is the fake. The throw to
got George wide open in the
George
flat.
On the corner route, he makes one
still
man miss.
He's
going to the end zone.
He's in.
Touchdown, Gavin George. 38-yard touchdown pass.
There it is.
So they ran the waggle play there, which is a typical wing T play, which is a bootleg.
Right.
You had the dragging tight end, Sean Hay, coming across, but the outside receiver is always going to run that little corner route on that waggle play, and he had beaten his man, beaten the corner. And here they are in their little muddle huddle look, but they're going to go ahead and bring the line over at 6-6 and kick it through here. Evan Jones, number 40, on to do the kicking duties. He's 34 of 35 this year on extra points. He's a sure right foot here. The ball's down, it's up, and that'll be an easy point. And so the Bruins answer immediately in just a few plays. They have recaptured not just tying it back up, but now the lead 7-6 with 8:59 to go.
Vintage Gavin George, after he caught the ball, it was all him, and got away from that first tackle, and then at that point it was all George.
Absolutely.
So again, we want to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors, because this is an HCEC-TV student production. It's a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy and Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So once again, Coach, how important is field position? Those last 2 drives that we saw, all about field position.
Well, they sure have set themselves up, both teams, in good positions. I think what you're seeing here, to me, is good news for the Bruins there as far as executing their offense and making a couple of good throws.
No mistakes.
They still got to figure out how to run the football, which they did effectively down in Brandenburg 4 weeks ago. Not so far. There's Xander Allen with a little punch down the side.
It is loose twice
again. 17 Waylon Allen has the ball. He's going to cut it back up the sideline, and he's run out of bounds there by number 27, Mason Thompson. It looks like he is about to the 31-yard line.
For about 3 seconds, he had that ball like a loaf of bread, and I thought surely he is not going to keep that up.
Well, I'm sorry, it's the 21-yard line, so good coverage. Great kick by Xander Allen. Again, he's a difference maker for the Bruins.
Really is.
Kicking the football.
That was a beautiful pooch kick. It was touched twice by the time by 2 different players, so good opportunity for the Bruins, but Green Waves covered it.
So 8:53 to go as Meade County takes over at their own 21-yard line. The give is going to be to Opal off the left side. And, man, they are blowing up the defensive line of the Central Hardin Bruins, which has been a formidable group I am looking to see, Jeff, and we need to kind of figure out. I'm not
What's going
seeing
on?
61. 61 is Mason Trout, who's the best defensive lineman for the Bruins.
Yeah,
He was hurt last week. I did not know that he would not be on the field, however. I do see 68, I think. 60 Blaine Mattingly. Obviously Sean Hay, 83 at defensive end.
And I don't
But
see
I don't
us.
see Dylan. I don't see. I see Butterworth out there, Dylan Butterworth, but I don't see Mason Trout.
And I don't.
There's 61. That is Mason.
He
isn't it?
is out there.
61
Okay.
is out there, Mason Trout. 68, who
Yeah,
is
there he is.
Dylan Butterworth. So you've got Trout, you've got Butterworth, you've got Hay. A couple of their key guys out there, but boy, their Meade County front is having their way to some degree with that front.
When Opal
group
runs
right now.
runs like that right up the middle, I mean, he's not a big guy. He's fast and he's quick, but he has to have a hole.
So Page is offset, and that's helping them run this jet sweep because Page is out in front to block quickly. Ball is loose. It's on the ground.
It is Central Hardin ball.
Central Hardin jumps on it. So, boy, Meade
Absolutely.
County had another 5 or 6 yard
they
gain,
did.
and it was punched loose.
Batted right out of Opal's hand. You know, he was so patient coming around that far end, and then all of a sudden he cut it up and just had it knocked right out of his hand. So good news for Central Hardin.
Trying to see who came out of there with it. It looks like it was maybe
I
45, Trent Hill, who may have come out of there with
Yeah,
it.
it was either he or number 60, wasn't
Either
it?
Blaine Mattingly, 60, was there. He's celebrating and receiving some congratulations.
giving
It may
him
have been 60
Yeah,
Blaine Mattingly
I
who made
think-
the play.
I believe it was. He was close to the ground.
So wing T formation to the left, tight end left, motion across now. I believe that's Ibarra. They're going to throw the ball down the middle to Ibarra. Great throw and
Beautiful,
catch.
beautiful.
Andrew Ibarra,
He is
still
not down
loose.
yet.
Great play, about a 20-yard,
And
and
there's
going to
a
be a
penalty. I believe that one's going on Meade County because that was a late hit.
Yeah, that's picking somebody off the pile. One of the Central Hardin offensive linemen had hustled down the field, maybe trying to get a block to help out. And he's standing there when he was run over by a Meade County player after the whistle. That's why you never stand around a pile. You've got to keep moving and keep playing, even after the whistle, to be honest with you. Not playing, not hitting, but if you're just standing there, you're likely going to get picked off. Oh, they've called it on Central Hardin.
Oh, my
Personal
gosh.
foul on Central Hardin. How is that possible?
I do not know why. I think, well, when Ibarra was rolling back over, he kicked his legs up, and it looked like, I wish we had instant replay, but I think what they're saying is it looked like Ibarra was trying to kick
No, they've changed it now.
Oh, they have
Jeff.
changed it? Okay,
yeah, they
good.
went the wrong way with their pointing.
call. Good. That's good news because you might have had an eruption in the stands here.
They pointed poorly. So they've now fixed that situation.
Yeah, that's really
and
wise.
What was a gain down to about the 15-yard line is going to be marked even further. It's going to end up being a first and goal situation. So it looks like the Bruins will have first and goal from
the 10.
The 10. Yeah, they're just inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Wow.
And it looks like there's a timeout Meade County right now. So it's 7:38 to go in the second quarter. That is Central Hardin now. Wasn't it about a minute and a half ago that they were down?
Yeah,
6-0?
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And now we're looking
Things
at
can
them
turn
possibly,
in a hurry.
yeah, going up by 8.
This is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical therapy associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. So the Bruins first and goal, 7:38 remaining here in the first half, and they're trying to take some control of this game. It has been hard-fought control as the Bruins have struggled a bit, but they're going to come out here with Chase Elmore in a shotgun look, trips formation to the right. It's going to come back to the left.
Deonko Williams around the left side. He's moving, and he
Deonko
is.
breaks a tackle.
Deonko is in there.
Wilkerson
Deonko
into
Wilkerson
the end zone.
In there for the
Touchdown, Bruins.
touchdown, Wilkerson. Awesome.
So with 7.5 to go, the Bruins are seizing control of this game. They had a trips or quads formation to the right, and they run back to the left, and Wilkerson open there. So this muddle huddle now. Let's see, they're going to bring the line over, and they're going to go ahead and kick it through. It looks like Meade County is lining up effectively, and the Bruins are not seeing the mismatch they want to go for the 2-point conversion. So Jones will ready himself. The hold by Elmore is good. It's up
good.
and good. So the Bruins,
There you
again,
go.
with 7:30 to go,
Up by
are
8.
going to take the 14-6 lead. They do, Jeff, lead by 8. We also want to continue thanking our sponsors, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties. For
Sorry
all
about
your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So, Jeff, what are we going to see here out of Meade County? They can't let this thing get away from them. How are they going to?
Yeah, because they are not a comeback team like that. They don't have the explosive offense. They're slow and methodical, and so we'll see if they stay in their game plan. I mean, they're only down by 1 score, so no need to get out of rhythm at this point.
They need to handle this kick first, and it's a bouncer. And it goes right through the wickets, right through the legs. It's still loose, but I think Burnett has got it corralled.
He does. He finally did get it.
So, again, another great kick by Xander Allen. This time the bouncer. Last time was the line drive. And they're going to take over at about their own 24-yard line, maybe the 25. And you said the word methodical offensively. That could be a good thing. They've got to keep this thing out of the hands of that Central Hardin offense. It's starting to get a little bit of rhythm.
They burned clock on that very first drive.
Right.
I mean, they used half of the first quarter, and if they can continue to do that, then they've got an opportunity, because the best way to defeat an offense is to keep them on the sideline. And so
we'll see if Austin Opal and Myron Page can do that, Jeff.
He's had some,
keep him off the field.
Absolutely. He's had success. He just fumbled the ball.
Opal in motion, turn and give to Myron
Page up the middle.
And they're just pushing the pile.
Yeah, and that's how they play. That's their game, and they can continue to do that.
Trent Ferguson came out of there with the football, and they're saying they ripped it loose, and Central Hardin has the football again, Jeff. And so Page heading straight ahead in a pile.
Unbelievable.
Somebody rips that thing out, and Trent Ferguson came out of the pile with the football. So Ferguson, the second leading tackler for the Bruins, big playmaker, and the junior Trent Ferguson comes up with a big play here, and the exact opposite has occurred, and the Bruins now have the ball on the 27-yard line of the Green Wave. And honestly,
this is a big down right here.
If they put this thing, if they score this one, this thing is about put away.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I thought this is super big right now. It's still early in the game, but
shift to an overbalanced look to the right. Wilkerson is going to run on the toss sweep to the right. He's got space. Running the ball hard. He's going to step out of bounds after a nice gain of about 7, it looks like.
Yeah, I know he's running, but and he's able to get some gains there, but I just don't see the speed that he's known for.
A bit of a hobble there, Jeff. It's unfortunate because he's such a great player. We've seen so many amazing plays from him during the year, but he's not going to be able to make some of those same kind of plays. He's going to be a good back. In fact, I'd rather have a hobbled Deonka Wilkerson than most guys.
Well, and which is why he's out there.
Exactly. Double wing formation. Wilkerson in deep motion. They're going to give to Kyler Lee straight ahead. There's a little room off the left side, and he's going to pick up, I believe, the first down on 2nd and 3. He's got enough. Almost to the 15.
Brings out 3rd down.
And they're going to say just short. Did not quite. No, they are going to move the chains. I thought it was.
They gave it to him.
Yeah, I thought he had gotten that.
It's a big Bruin first down. So this is, in the scheme of things, when you asked me what does Meade County have to do, this is exactly the opposite of everything they had to do. Lose the ball, then with great field position, I mean, the best thing the Bruins could have done for Meade County is to score quickly. But instead, they're driving the ball.
6:22 and counting here in the first half, the second quarter, that is. Wide to the left is Gavin George, rolling left after the play fake.
Nice.
Elmore is going to stop and throw. He gets the ball out of there, even though he was under a lot of pressure. Trying to see who he's gotten the ball to.
There was a great pickup in the backfield there. Otherwise, Elmore would have been sacked.
was, I believe, 25, Kyler Lee on the catch, and he is picking up another first down. It is going to be 1st and goal from the 5, and so with 6:01 and the clock running, the Bruins about ready, as I said. Just again, it's still early in the ball game, but I don't see Meade County coming back.
Meade County does
if
not
they can fall this far behind.
They do not have the explosive unless they get some kind of special teams explosion or
overbalance to the right. Give straight ahead. May have been Kyler Lee.
He broke out.
It is Kyler Lee with the football. Touchdown, Bruins.
Well, there you go.
So 5-yard touchdown run straight ahead. And now, as you see, Jeff, the more you can hang on to the football, the more they're imposing their will a little bit here.
Absolutely.
On this Meade County. They're starting to run the football a little bit now.
And that defense is getting tired. It's spent a lot of time out there.
Exactly. So with 5:32, Evan Jones on to attempt the point after. Chase Elmore will hold. The snap, the hold, and the kick. And the ball will be through. Evan Jones 3 for 3 on extra points tonight, and with 5:32 remaining, it is 21-6 Bruins.
So once again, we just do want to stop and give some thanks to our sponsors, because this is a Hardin County educational community television student production. Appreciate the students who are a part of this. HCEC-TV, it's a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy and Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in E-Town, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville, and online at physicaltherapyky.com. Looks like we're getting ready to have our kickoff here again.
Well, yeah, Xander is going to do something fun again here, I'm sure. But
yeah.
I got to tell you, getting a little warm up here.
Yeah, it is starting to. Yeah,
all those people outside look cold. I don't know what's going on. Up here, we're feeling.
I don't know what their problem is.
What is their problem?
There we
Another
go.
low bouncer, and it takes a funny hop again, but very well fielded this time.
Going to end up with some good field position.
So Meade County finally on the kick return, doing a good job of getting a hold of the football there. I didn't see it was actually 13, who's Dozier. Mitchell Dozier comes up with that kick, and they'll have good field position starting at about the 40-yard line there on their side of the 50. So Meade County desperately needing, with 5:28 to go in the half, to sustain some kind of drive, to get something going here, maybe ending in points. That would be very important. Obviously, they got to keep Central Hardin off the field as well.
Right, super important
Give to Page
drive.
again, and he's got space, but he slips and falls.
Yeah, he does, and yeah, probably a little timid as well. We got a penalty.
Yeah, that's on Mason Trout. He's shoving and pushing and having a little fight with somebody after the whistle's over, and that is going to be on the Central Hardin Bruins. So
yeah,
a good play for the Bruins there as Myron Page falls after a yard gain. It's now going to be over the 50-yard line.
First down past midfield.
And we talked about field position, and now Meade County has the field position.
And, a score, I mean, we say the game's over, but, right, you get a score here, and you get a nice drive, you run the clock down, you get a score, you're looking at a one-possession game. So
big possession, as you're saying.
Huge.
Meade County 1st and 10. At about the 43-yard line of the Bruins, is between the 43 and 44. Page behind the quarterback. They're going to give
second man around, Opal.
And that's Opal for about an 11-yard gain. It looked like the buck sweep as they're faking the fullback to the left and giving on the buck sweep around to the right side, led by a guard pulling around. And so Meade County with a big run there.
Bread and butter play for them.
The chains, not quite.
Ooh,
it was
very
stopped
close.
just short. I thought they had 11 or 12, but it's 9.5, and brings up a second and about a foot here from the 34-yard line of the Bruins. So
that was the element that they were missing without Opal in the game when they played a few weeks ago at E-Town. They just did not have that buck sweep at all.
So wing T formation to the right with the wing to the right. Guard pulling around again, give to Opal, and leading with Page, leading with the offside guard. That's more of what I would call, that's not the traditional buck sweep there. That is what I would call an O-lead, offside guard leading around.
Right.
And you've got the fullback kind of kicking out on an end or an outside linebacker and giving yourself a nice little seam up through there. and they'll pick up an easy first down there with a about a 7-yard gain. 1st and 10, Green Wave from the 27-yard line of the Bruins. Bruins in a 3-deep look, 4-4 traditional defense. Opal off the left side. Tackle right away, it looks like, by Sean Hay, but he's got 4.
Yeah, he does. He's a sneaky little back. He is fast and quick, and he can hit that hole even if it's not open long. Man, he just brings so much to the game for them.
Well, we'll call it 3. 2nd and 7 now from the 24-yard line. 3-yard gain for Opal, and again, 3-yard gains add up to 12 yards if you do it 4 times. So
3:49.
I'm sure the clock is ticking, and I'm sure Coach Mofield is wanting to continue to run that clock and try to get down inside there for an opportunity to score. Again, off tackle give on the O-lead play. That's the 3rd time I've seen big number 53 Marshall Jackson leading from his left guard position around the right off tackle. And so just this traditional off tackle play, and big number 53 Marshall Jackson doing a great job leading that along with fullback Myron Page. First down, Green Wave. 3:20 and counting. Wing T formation to the left. Page right behind the quarterback. Give's going to be to Page off the right side with the running back leading through. Big push up front. They're inside the 15-yard line to about the 14. About a 3-yard gain. We've got a fight on the field. Helmets being ripped off. All kinds of stuff. And it looks like Central Hardin guys getting in there trying to pull their teammates off. And it's getting even more chippy than it was before.
And number 52 for Green Wave, that would be Will Millay, was down there underneath it all. And, you know, that whole amoeba kept moving forward like a scrum, and that's when people start getting on top of each other.
Well, it was 61, Mason Trout, who has come off the field. He was involved in the previous altercation, and it looks like it's number 75, who is Cole Knoop, who's one of the leading offensive linemen, defensive linemen for the Green Wave. And so Knoop and Trout, it looked like going at it because Knoop had his helmet off, so yanked off.
Yeah.
And that is going to be on both sides. And so the whoever started it and whoever punched or did whatever second,
is always the one that gets caught.
Both of them caught this time. So the white hat, the main referee's coming over to talk to Coach Mattingly here about what's going on. I'd be concerned here if that is the second on Trout that he may be out of the game.
Yeah, they do. I was going to say in high school that you can't get away with that more than once, right, for a personal foul.
I don't know if he's got to go inside. I doubt it. He may be able to stay here on the sideline, but I'm concerned for the Bruins and Mason Trout.
He's got his helmet off.
And honestly,
he's getting.
I don't know what that means for next week either. I'm not familiar enough with the rules, but I would suspect he'd be able to be back next week. But you don't know. And this is Central Hardin's best defensive lineman, Mason Trout. I don't think we'll see him again. His helmet is off. It would be Knoop's first personal foul, so I don't think that'll have the same impact.
Although they are escorting him to the sideline.
Maybe the fight was severe enough. There may have been punches thrown, and that may be the end of the evening for both of those players. I do see several of the Meade County coaches making motions like pushing their hands down, like calm down out there.
Yeah.
Get your composure.
Yeah, because they're not. I mean, they are close to score. They could do exactly what they need to get back into this game, but you lose your head and the game's over.
2nd down and 10 now. I thought we saw a pretty good gain there. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I think they played the down over. If it was it offsetting
it would have
penalties?
To be, that's usually an after. Yeah, they should have gotten credit for the 3 or 4 yard gain they had there.
And that might be that's what
because
the
it's an after the whistle play.
Right.
So it should be 2nd down and
I think that's what the Meade County coach is now pleading his case for, because they did not move the ball forward.
Yeah, so here they go. They are moving the ball up to about the 14 where they had a 3-yard gain.
That makes sense.
On the previous carry before all of the foolishness began. And it will be a double wing T look. It's Myron Page at left wing this time, not at fullback. Oh, big cut up inside. That's Burnett this time.
Yes.
Inside the 10, down to about the 6.
Burnett.
Should have a
very
first
nice.
down.
Very nice run for Mason Burnett. You know, he is a good runner. With Opal in there,
Yeah.
you don't see near as much as
Right.
Burnett, but he in his own right is a great runner.
So first and goal now, again from the 6-yard line with 2:38 remaining. The Green Wave answering just like we talked about, Jeff. And they've got now Page off to the left. He's not playing a traditional fullback look. Opal with the football off the left
He is
side.
close, but
He is down to about the 1.
Uh-oh.
We've got a little extracurricular in the back of the end zone again, but both players are walking away.
Yeah, they are. I haven't seen whether number 75 is back on the field or not. I can't see him over
He
on the
is not.
sideline, so I think that he's probably. And are
both
we
out.
for sure that Mason Troutman is also out?
Mason Trout is trying to see him on the sideline. I don't see him, but I'm pretty sure. So second and goal here. Sneak. Touchdown
Green
called.
Wave. There you go. That's exactly what they needed to do. To
Trent
keep this rolling.
Mofield, Jeff, the
Is-
senior quarterback, and we've got another flag thrown late here
Sideline
after the
warning.
play. Sideline warning because people coming out onto the field.
Uh,
Trent Mofield on the quarterback sneak, and wow, just what we
was-
talked about.
Yeah.
With
They're-
1:56 remaining, they've put another score on the board, and they're only down a score.
Which, with Central Hardin, they do have the guns that they could come back out there with 2 minutes and do some
Absolutely.
damage.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that's what Gavin George is, and Chase Elmore and Dianco Wilkerson. I called him Williams. I got so excited there on the touchdown. I called him Williams, but Dianco Wilkerson, they can do some damage quickly. Here
Meade
we
County's
go.
going to go for 2 here, down
Well,
9, and I don't
right.
know if I like that call. Motion and
He's
give to
got it.
Burnett, but there's a flag down in the backfield. Burnett got in for the 2-point conversion. It was motion as people were still moving into position
Nobody
when
was
the
set.
motion occurred, and so you have 2 people moving at the same time.
Can't do that.
I mean, it worked out as far as Meade County's concerned. They put it across the line, but they're going to back it up, and I would suspect they've got to kick it now. I mean, again, if you don't make it,
Right.
you're down 2 scores.
Right.
If you kick it through, you're down 8. You're down
You
a
still
score
have a
still.
chance. Right.
And I think that's really important right now, especially now that the ball is at the 8-yard line.
But
They're going to go for
they're
2
going
again,
for
Jeff.
2. They are. That's a long.
Yeah, that's not a great call.
That's
They're
a
going to sprint
lot.
out to the right with 2 wide receivers out there. Mofield looking downfield. Nobody open. He's just got nothing. He's going to throw it up for grabs. Oh,
He caught
caught.
it. He actually
No,
caught
they
that
said
ball.
it hit the ground. They're waving their hands.
He caught that ball. I
one,
do not believe.
one official over here is waving it off.
Yeah, but the one over there by it,
Whoa.
he rolled over in the air, and I don't think that ball ever hit the ground. He was juggling it for sure. But, boy, Central Hardin gets a break on that one, folks, because we
They
don't
do.
have
No,
it.
they gave it to him,
Did they
Jeff.
actually give it to him?
They did.
They
So
did give
the
it to him.
official on
Over
the
here,
left
caught it off.
here
Yeah.
said incomplete. The official on the
Right.
right and the white hat both said complete. And so
Yeah, and
I
I
believe it was Mitchell Dozier who came up with that when the ball was inches from the ground when he dove out and came up with it.
I got to tell you, I am thinking that's the right call because I was beated in on that, and he rolled over, and that. I mean, I know we're a long way up here from that, but that really looked like it was moving the whole time, but I
Yeah.
don't think that ever hit the ground.
Well, regardless, good play from Mitchell Dozier. It looked to me like Mofield had nothing. Guys covered. It looked like to me
he
that
really
he
did.
through it to an open spot.
It was a
and
10
Dozier went and got it.
It was a 10-yard Hail Mary.
Yeah, exactly. They
That's
knew,
exactly
again,
what it
they
was.
knew that, obviously Mofield knew that it doesn't do me any good to hold
No.
this thing or run it out of bounds, so you throw it up. Ball's kicked along the ground. It's bouncing good. Well fielded
nice
by Nolan
covered.
Goodman again.
Wow, they're gonna. This is exactly what Central Hardin needs. So now you've got, just close to midfield, minute 50 left.
So that was Nolan Goodman again. His second time he's done
He's,
a great job fielding the kick and then getting straight up field and making a lot of yards. So the Bruins will have it at their own 48.
Yeah, I would think that Meade County would learn if you're going to kick it like that. You already know that Goodman is doing a great job of returning it. Go to the other side.
So we got Wilkerson and George to the right, even though the ball's on the right hash here. A 2-deep look, maybe even a 4-deep look. The give is to Wilkerson on the jet sweep.
And
Page
he
is there.
brought
Nothing.
down for about a 5-yard loss. Wow.
It was 25 Kyler Lee trying to block Myron Page, and nothing doing there. Page went right through that block, and it was a 2-yard loss for Wilkerson.
Read that well, broke through that line. He was not fooled at all. I do believe that Meade County watched some tape. I think they saw some, because they are reading a lot of these running plays very well.
Fake this time on the jet sweep.
A lot of
Elmore
pressure.
under a lot of pressure. He breaks contain. He's going to run the football. He's got a little space, and he'll step out of bounds and stop the clock. Knocked way out of bounds by Myron Page.
Oh, my gosh. They better throw a flag or there's going to be a riot. That was ridiculous. That's the kind of play that, wow. Thank goodness it wasn't over here where the benches are, because he was almost all the way to the track.
So Myron Page, very late hit out of bounds on Chase Elmore. They didn't throw a flag, did they?
They did not throw a flag. I still don't see one. I mean,
they're going to say that, I guess, first contact was made inside the line, but
wow, I don't know. I mean, he was obviously running out of bounds. There was no reason for that. And, well, one thing is true in high school football, the refs don't respect the QB position like they do in the pros.
Yeah, you're fair game out there.
They do not
well,
give
the
them
Bruins
that.
do have 1st and 10, and they're on the Meade County 42-yard line. Quick throw to Sean Hay in the flat, and Sean's going to get out of bounds after running over a Meade County defender.
Wow.
And they're inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line, and so right at the marker here. I don't know if they're going to give him the first down or not.
6'3 and a half, 225. He is a big boy. I mean, he is prime tight end material right there.
He, I believe, has committed to Kentucky Wesleyan, so he'll be playing tight end in Kentucky Wesleyan.
Wow.
59 seconds remaining here, 2nd and inches at about the 32-yard line here. Trips formation to the left.
George far out to the left.
Hay working across the field, had not even really looked up for the ball when Chase released that ball, so miscommunication there. Sean Hayes working across the field. Elmore's expecting him to hook up in the zone there, and nothing doing there.
Not happening tonight.
So 56 seconds remaining. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass, and
3rd and 1.
he had Kyler Lee in the backfield with him there. With the trips formation to the left, and Lee will be on his left this time. 2 receivers to each side. May want to just give to Kyler Lee to pick it up. They are going to fake and sprint out to the left. Looking on the deep out to George. Completed and out of bounds. Did he get out? I believe he did.
Yeah, he never hit the ground, so he definitely got out of bounds.
About a 15-yard gain on that one, Jeff, and 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Now inside the 20-yard line at about the 19, maybe the 18 even. So 1st and 10 Bruins from the left hash, 48 seconds remaining.
That looked like that same waggle play that George scored on before.
Similar. This time he's running an out route, almost like a comeback on the sideline. Last time he was running a corner route. So similar action, just a little different route off the outside there. George wide to the right. He's man-to-man out here, and I'm surprised Elmore's not going to take a shot.
He's got him in the end zone.
Touchdown, Gavin George. He was one-on-one on Austin Opal, number 10 out there, and as good of a player as Austin Opal is, no chance against the 6'4" superstar wideout.
Opal's given up about a foot on that one, so
he's not a big kid.
No, there's no way. That's I'll take that one-on-one matchup all night long.
And so as Elmore came around the side there, and Gavin George broke off the out route, it was easy pickings there on the front pylon in the end zone. Evan Jones in with 42 seconds here to go in the half to kick the extra point, and it is up and it is through. The very sure-footed Evan Jones knocking it through again. So again, as the second half is winding down, the Bruins only needed, of the minute and 52 they had, they only needed a minute and 10 to get it done, Jeff.
2 different style teams out here tonight. That's exactly, Meade County could not have done that. That's just not the way they roll. But, you give the Bruins 2 minutes with that kind of offense, if they're rolling. And you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a lot of confidence, a lot more confidence in this offense than when they first started this evening. And, you go for 8, almost 9 quarters and not score a touchdown. It's going to take you a while to get your groove back, but I believe they found it.
I agree, Jeff. Something happens sometimes with offenses, and you just get in a bad rhythm. And they're just kind of reestablishing that rhythm, it looks like. And so that's good news for them. We'll see what kind of news that is for the Trojans next week, as we expect
that it will be
to see the rematch next week. We'll talk more about that as this game gets a little closer here. We want to make sure the Bruins are up to the challenge here in the second half. Xander Allen kicking it deep this time.
Full-on kick this time.
And it's going to be Burnett fielding the ball at about the 10.
He slides down.
Just over the 20-yard line. He'll have about the 22, and so Xander Allen showing his versatility. He's got the line drive, he's got the bouncer, he's got the squib, and he's got the long ball. So
I don't believe that was a purposeful slide. I think he wanted to cut back, and he just
lost his footing.
Yeah,
absolutely. So 1st and 10, Green Wave with 38.6 seconds to go. They're again about the 23 maybe at their own 23-yard line. And I expect to see the Green Wave just run the clock out here. Give to Austin Opal off the right side on that O-lead play again. He makes one man miss. He's got about a 6-yard gain, and so good play for the Green Wave.
Stop the clock.
Well, they're going to call a timeout.
I mean, that is the one big explosion that they have a possibility for, is if Austin Opal can bust one open. I mean, he could take it. He absolutely could take it. I feel like that a play for them, if they could get him coming out of the backfield on a slant route, cutting across with some open in the middle, that might be an option for them if they could ever put that in there. He's just got that quickness to be able to pick that up. You know, like you see some of those, those real tough backs that have that speed.
Yeah, and that's more of a pro-style offense
it
type
really
of play,
is.
and definitely not something you're going to see from Meade County.
That's too bad, though.
It is
because I think it would work.
Honestly, Jeff, though, that is something you see from North Hardin. You've got Lavelle Wright in the backfield. They run a spread offensive formation. You'll see Lavelle Wright leak out up the middle and turn around. You'll sometimes see him around the offensive tackle and then cutting back across the field. You'll see him in a traditional screen pass look. So North Hardin does a few of those kinds of things, but that is not something I think you're going to see from Meade County tonight.
They have a much more sophisticated offense than what Meade has.
Give to Opal off tackle again. They're just running that play again and again at about 8 or 9 yards again. Very effective, and I'm telling you, they've moved the football all night long. For some reason, the clock. Well, there's been a timeout called. So Meade, I believe that's our last time out of the half. And they've stopped the clock with 25 seconds. I'm not real sure what the end game of calling these timeouts is for Meade County. They still have 60 yards.
Just tried to break one open
to go, and they've been close several times here. They've got 2 first downs here in this last 13 seconds. So Meade County moving the ball, but just behind the clock in this situation.
So once again, number 61, Mason Trout is on the sideline, so we haven't seen him come back in. So I'm assuming that those two guys, and that'll be an interesting thing. We need to check the rules to see if either of those two are going to be able to come. Well, of course, whoever loses, the whole team's not coming back. But who is North Hardin playing this evening?
It's Barron County. Barron County is the 4 seed from the district here. The 2 and 3 seed are playing here. Barron County has lost to all 3 of the district opponents. They're the 4 seed. So they're over at North Hardin this evening. And I'm sure they're receiving their
due reward.
Postseason reward.
Yeah. So there we go. Austin Opal gets outside and gets out of bounds. Stops the clocks after about a 5-yard pickup. So, you gotta give them props for not giving up. 38 seconds, and a running team doesn't usually have much of a shot in the high school ranks to move it down the field, but they're giving it all they've got.
2nd and 5, maybe 4 from the 46-yard line. Meade County on their own side of the 50 still. They have basically gained about 23 yards here in about 18 seconds, so that's pretty good. But quick throw out to the side, Mitchell Dozier on the quick screen, and he's out of bounds again. First down, Mitchell Dozier.
Picks up the lines. This is an impressive drive for Meade County with 35 seconds left.
Central Hardin band, although cold, is really enjoying their evening tonight. They're getting ready to entertain us, I'm sure, at halftime. And we're seeing several of those guys down there waving to us up here in the booth.
That would be the Milby kid. That would be Gavin.
They're going to take
Oh,
their
he's
shot
going
now,
long,
but this is
and
a
that
throw
was
to
picked off.
Deonka Wilkerson, and he's got a lot of space. That could have been a mistake there. Wilkerson is going to break it over the right side. Be better if he got down here. 1.7 seconds and on the 40-yard line. So what they were trying to do there, Jeff, is they faked the screen pass that they had just run to the other side here. And as the inside receiver, the slot was stalk blocking, he was going to break it deep on the fake, but nobody was fooled by that. The safety and the corner for Central Hardin were back 30 yards waiting for the ball. They were the only ones that had a shot at it. Deonka with a good return, and the ball's at the 40, and guess what? I bet they take a shot at the end zone right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're going to see an old-fashioned fly route. And as you
see 5 of them.
Wilkerson,
5 guys running, or probably 4 verticals. Meade County is back way deep. And we're going to have ourselves a jump ball here in a second. Gavin George coming across the field. I believe that one is about picked, but that will end the first half. So as we see the end of the half, the Central Hardin Bruins, after a rough start, up 28-14 now and seem to have seized control of the game. We'll be back for second half action. For Jeff Knowles, Paul Gray, we'll see you in 15.
Or 2 other football teams. I feel like I want myself and our team to be feared by other teams when we walk out onto the field.
My name's Tim Mattingly. I'm the head football coach here at Central Hardin. I'm starting my 6th season as the head football coach here. Some of our strengths at this point of the season, of course it is early on in the season, but our ability to throw the football down the field, it will help open up other parts of our offense, and defensively, just returning a lot of players on defense from last year's team is also a big plus for us at this point. Some of our players this year that you guys need to keep an eye on. We have several, but Deonko Wilkerson he's a game changer because of his speed and quickness. Gavin George, his ability to stretch the field with our passing game is really tremendous this year. And having Chase Elmore back from his injury last year and the ability to throw the ball and see the field so well, those guys are definitely big time players for us this year. Sean Hayes, a good receiver as well, and a good blocker at tight end. And then defensively, Dylan Butterworth up front on our defensive line really kind of solidifies our D-line up there. But those guys are all seniors, and we have several key players that are going to make big plays for us. Some surprises, pleasant surprises for us this year, again, are having Chase back and him being full strength at quarterback really, again, has opened up our offense and given us some ability to do things that we were not able to do last year, which was throw the football with some very good accuracy, and again, just open up our offense with that part of our game. We just try to take it one game at a time. We try to look at every opponent with the same type of effort and attitude, and just really prepare for each team. We try not to look ahead, but we hopefully this year the playoffs are different, so really your regular season, you just kind of seed yourself for the playoffs, so hopefully we have a good seeding that will allow us to have some home playoff games, and advance to the playoffs is one of our big goals. We do return a lot of players on defense, but our offensive line is almost brand new from last year, so we lost all but one starter on our offensive line. But they are really coming along, and I've been very pleasantly surprised and pleased with their progress. They just got to continue to grow and make progress throughout the season. District and region, again, the playoff format's changed this year according to the KHSAA, so our first two rounds we will play within our district again. So we could very easily be playing a Meade or a North Hardin or a Barron County shortly after we just played them a few games ago. So that's going to be different. It's something they did several years ago, and they've come back to it. So it maybe allows you to, if you don't get a win in the regular season, gives you a chance to play them again and hopefully make some adjustments and changes, and maybe you can come out with a victory. And you really got to just focus on that part of it. Even if you don't win a regular season game versus a district opponent, you're going to get another chance in the playoffs. I really think this could be a outstanding season for us. If we continue to grow and progress weekly, we can't become stagnant. We got to make sure we clean up some of our penalties that we had in game one, so we got to improve that, especially the stupid penalties, the ones that really, you shoot yourself in the foot. So if we can correct those mistakes and just continue to grow and progress and make progress, week in and week out, I feel like we'll be in a good position come playoff time.
Hi, my name is Gavin George, and I play football. I am number 3. I play wide receiver and defensive back for the Central Hardin Bruins. My strengths in this point of the season, definitely my size, definitely, because most defensive backs aren't that tall at all, and especially in high school, most of them are under 6 foot, and me at 6'3", 6'4", that's definitely a big height advantage, and I have great route running, and my hands, I don't drop any passes. I don't drop balls, that's not what I do. Teammates that are definitely going to be a big factor for the team this year. To be honest, it's going to be everybody, but like Chase, it sucks what happened to him last year, with the injuries and all that. So this year, he's definitely going to have a breakout year. We're definitely going to need him. He's going to be amazing. He's going to lead us, in the right direction. And Deonko, everybody knows how athletic and good he is. He's going to be a big factor too. And Sean Hayes, he's good. He's a great tight end. He's definitely a big size too. He can catch, and you saw that in game 1. He caught and knocking people over and stuff. But in our line, that's the biggest thing. They don't get enough, glory and what they deserve. They deserve a lot. The line, they protect Chase, give Chase time to make plays, able to read the field in time, and it's just overall it's a team effort. And then on defense, I think Kyler Lee, he's one of our he's our best defensive player. I think he's a real good linebacker, and he's making big plays. And I just think everybody on the team is going to contribute in a great way. And at the end of the day, it's a team effort. To be honest with you, there isn't really any surprises, you know, because everybody just knows Central from last season. We didn't have our whole team together, but, you know, through when we did have Chase last year and then in the spring and throughout this summer, I knew what everybody knew what we had, but, you know, it was just within us. Nobody else really knew what we had. So I think it might be a surprise maybe to other people, but I mean, it shouldn't be. I mean, we have so many great talent on the team, and we all work together and make great things happen. So for me, I don't think this is a surprise. This is what expected for me, what we're doing. My personal goals for the team this year, not drop any passes. Any passes my way, don't drop any, because, you know, that's number one thing for a receiver is, you know, if a ball's gonna be thrown to you, you gotta make the catch. Like, you know, there ain't no other way around it. And, you know, make great blocks this year. You know, give, you know, Dianco and Kyle or Trajan, whoever has the ball, you know, make good blocks for them so they can, you know, get a chance to make open field runs and score touchdowns. But personal goals, to be honest with you, personal goals this year, I want to put up, say, at least 15 touchdowns this year. I want to put up a little over 1,000 yards receiving. Definitely the big difference this year from, you know, teams that we played last year is basically like we're totally different. Like last year when we played North, you know, it sucked. You know, we got blew out, but you gotta think we didn't have Chase. You know, when we have Chase, we're totally different. Totally different. I mean, you know, everybody saw it already on game 1 what we did with everybody there. So you gotta think, you know, playing North last year and, you know, in the district championship, you know, we was already at our 4th or 5th quarterback. And I didn't play because, you know, I pulled my hip flexor. So, you know, we didn't have our whole team. You know, it was just a hard situation because we were just throwing people back in different positions. You know, they didn't get many reps, and it's the district championship. And, you know, North is, you know, they're good. They're good. So, you know, it sucked that we was in that situation. But, you know, this year, you know, that's, you know, one of the main things everybody, you know, is hoping everybody stays healthy and good so we can go in every game and be, you know, ready. But I think, you know, that's the biggest difference this year is, you know, is we're all together. So hopefully we stay healthy and we're all together. I'll take my chance with anybody. Because it's going to be hard to stop us because, you know, we're not a one-dimension team. Definitely not. We can, I mean, obviously you've seen that we can throw the ball from game 1. You know, when we can do that way more, we're going to have way more passing yards than that. And then, you know, once everybody starts spreading out for, you know, defending the pass, then you have Dianco, Kyler, and Trajan, you know, with speed and power that can just, you know, run. They can run, and then it's just like, you know, kind of pick your poison, like which one you want. So I think, you know, the biggest competition this year, I think it'll be North and South Oldham. I think South Oldham will be a good game too. Our motto is eat, effort, attitude, toughness. Bring that every game. You know, it's just, you know, eat. You know, just grind. You know, push, grind. You know, work for something. You know, set goals and work for it as a team. And then attitude. Have a great attitude. You know, if you have a bad attitude at all, you know, it's what coach and it's what everybody says. It just spreads to everybody else, especially, you know, if it's, you know, one of the team captains or leaders or seniors. You know, it spreads to all the younger kids, and it, you know, then it just sets a bad environment. If you have a great attitude, you know, you know, the great attitude spreads, and everybody wants to work and we improve. Grant. And then toughness. Toughness, you know, you just got to be tough. You know, football's a physical game, and you just got to be tough.
My name is Sean Hay. I play for Central Hardin High School. My position on the team is tight end and defensive end.
I don't know. He's a junior, so.
One experience with my team is, you know, last year we had a rough season, but that kind of feels like we got stronger through that. And since we knew that Chase was coming back this year as healthy as ever,
significantly older,
we knew that the season was going to be good.
All right.
My strength this year is mainly defensive player. I enjoy that side of the ball. a lot more.
Mickey's just
than
walking down there to stay
offensively,
warm.
just
That's
because I
what she's
feel
doing.
like I can be
Like, why is
honestly
she
my
just
own
she's going
player.
back for?
Yeah.
Mickey, okay, her husband is the guy
I am.
up here.
I
at the
feel
top
like
that
a
I was
good
talking
threat
to
on the
just before we
offensive
came
side
up
of the
here.
ball, but mainly defense.
He's one of our. He's Caleb.
And as a team,
Is he an elder now? Or
He is
some
an
of
elder.
our
He just came, he rolled
strengths
back on. this
are a
time.
lot different than
He has not. I
than
know.
last year's, just because of more
I
weapons
love
we
it.
have, like Gavin,
we've had,
Bianco, and
we
especially
have had
Chase.
some amazing elders.
And so it just
you
gives
know.
us, a bigger,
I can say that
more
is
broad
one thing that has been just a joy.
sense of security.
is
So
the elders
some of
and
the
these
big game
guys.
changers
You know what I
and
look
players on
forward
our
to?
team,
Look forward to
of course, I have to say
retiring someday
would
so I
be
can actually
Chase, just
Yeah,
because
it's
participate in
I-
my
and being
eldership
back
if I ever
is-
get to do it again.
is great.
Yeah, you will. and
I
I
expect
know
Gavin
that's.
would
I'm
be
sure
one of
that'll
the
come back around for you.
bigger
Paul.
players
But
that
it-
kind of
I
goes
know
and
that
does
was a
great
tough
things and
thing.
is a great player. Bianco for sure. He's probably one of the best running backs, honestly, that I've seen in high school football. I feel like with those three right there, there's really nothing we can't do. Kyler Lee on the defensive side of the ball, one of our best defensive players. I feel safe with him as a linebacker and as a leader. My personal goal for this year, honestly, and I've been thinking about this a lot, of course, is to get attention from colleges, because I do want to take the next step into playing, hopefully, college football, and to forward my education. Another thing that is personal to me is to be feared on the football team, or two other football teams. I feel like I want myself and our team to be feared by other teams when we walk out onto the field. And I know that as a team, I feel like we set a goal, of course, to hopefully win districts and regions, and then to forward our fight towards state. Well, of course, I feel like everybody favors North Hardin as the biggest, hardest team to play, and I can say that will probably be the same for us. Last year was a kill shot, but I feel like with the weapons we have and the sense of security we have with everybody on the team, I feel like it's going to be a good game, and honestly, we'll come out on top.
Welcome back to Central Hardin High School for second half action here as the Central Hardin Bruins and the Meade County Green Wave have come back onto the field. We got a minute 45 till kickoff. The teams are warming up. They have made, Jeff, I assume, whatever adjustments they're going to make to their first half strategies and try to figure out how to finish strong here. What would you expect to see out of the Green Wave to try to get back into this ball game?
A lot more of what we saw on those last two drives, which is some options in the back and using Opal in some amazing ways, and they really took total advantage of the end of that second quarter, leading up to the second half, and drove it down there, scored, played it really well, and topped it off with a very incredible two-point conversion, which was a catch that we all wish we had instant replay so we could go back and watch it again. And fortunately for them, it went their way. But the problem was they left too much time on the clock. And you give Gavin George and Chase Elmore and Bianco Wilkerson a minute 58, and there's a real good chance they're going to score, and that's exactly what they did. So we're 28-14 and a lot of time left, but I do believe that we're going to see a lot more of Opal in the second half.
So Meade County Green Wave will be, I believe, kicking off to the Bruins. The Bruins will be getting the football here to start the half, and so one adjustment you gotta think they talked about at halftime is what are they going to do on the Green Wave side defensively. Again, they've done a good job stopping the run as they have all year.
Right.
But the weakness has been the pass defense, and so we'll see if they've got any wrinkle, anything different, if they're going to try to be in more of a man-to-man look, or if we're going to see a continuing of the both 3-deep and 2-deep looks that they've been employing so far with the 3-man front.
But being down
for
two scores, Green Waves don't have any margin here. I mean, they're one big play away from this thing being out of hand on a special teams or anything like that.
And again, the Bruins start with the football, so we're ready for the kickoff here. I believe for the Green Wave, it is number 83, Grayson Pollock, and he's going to hit a low roller again as Clay Perry fielding it, and he's going to get straight ahead for about 3 yards on the return, and the Bruins will start at about their own 44-yard line here, 1st and 10 from the middle of the field.
You're rolling the dice whenever you do that. You know, you've got that opportunity that it could squib through somebody's legs, and you might be able to pick it up, and you keep it out of the hands of, of Gavin George and Deonko Wilkerson. But, look at this. I mean, you get
midfield.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
don't
you
like it, Jeff.
No, I don't either. I mean, I guess it's a roll of the dice,
It
but
is.
I think it's a better roll to go deep.
Well, again, wing T formation to the left, a traditional wing T look here. Elmore's going to turn. He's going to run the waggle, the stop route, the comeback route to Gavin George, and he doesn't quite come up with it.
He does not.
So
He
good
lost
throw, low and away, and George can't come up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you do see a lot of that. When going back to that kickoff, you do see a lot of that trying to play. I guess in one sense they're trying to avoid the big bust out, but man.
I like the play. I just don't like that kind of kick. I like a low squibber that runs deep into the Bruin territory. Makes it hard to field.
But you got to get over that first line.
Trajan Sanders with his first carry of the night, and he's got the football. He breaks it up for about a 5-yard gain. So the toss sweep to Trajan, the speedster. Now again, Jeff, interesting. I don't know how much Trajan participated in the game plan last week, but he was very successful against North Hardin, but it was the big fumble.
That's the first time
in the fourth quarter that Trajan Sanders had. That he's been fumble prone all year, and so concern with maybe ball handling for Trajan.
That's the first time you've called his name all night.
First carry of the night. So it's Wilkerson in motion across the formation here. It's a loaded formation right. It's going to be sprint out to the right on the bootleg look. And Chase
the ball is loose.
Ball's loose. It's
up in the
picked
air.
Up by 16 there. He's running the other direction with it, and Meade County will have the football. It's Bryant Rhodes recovering the fumble. It got knocked up into the air.
We got a fight over here, too, after that hit. I was looking downfield.
It's 53 again, which is Marshall Jackson from Meade County. I'm not sure who the player was on the Central Hardin side that was involved in that skirmish. But Chase Elmore runs a bootleg out to the right here. He's looking downfield. He decides to run, and the ball is popped out of his hands. Somehow goes around his back, up over his head, and downfield, and is caught by Rhodes.
By number 16, it just laid right into his hands. But that was a beautiful pop on him. I mean, it was clean as a whistle.
Looked like helmet right on the football.
It 100%. It was a clean hit and textbook and knocking that ball loose.
So 1st and 10 for the Green Wave now, and that has turned the tide here quickly. Opal's going to have about 4 yards. They're starting here from the Central Hardin 38-yard line. The carry is down to about the 34, so 2nd and 6 now for the Green Wave, and this could not have started any better for the Meade County Green Wave.
Regardless of that bad field position, or good field position, should I say, that they gave on the kickoff, it's turned out to work out for them.
Well, the Central Hardin Bruin faithful are livid over a non-call with a skirmish that occurred, but that does not change the fact that there was a turnover regardless of that. So loaded formation to the right with twins. Page is going to lead Opal straight ahead off the right side for about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
And there's a lot of angst on the Central Hardin side towards Meade County. How many times have they been the ones that have ended the season for Central Hardin? So, there's a lot of latent stuff there that's maybe
Well,
coming out a little bit now.
And the great thing is you've got a Meade County team that's fighting for their season.
Yes.
And they're not just going to go away here.
No, they're not.
So double wing formation, Myron Page offset to the right. Fumbled snap.
Right off.
Mofield's just going to go straight ahead with it after that. So kind of a busted play there.
He's
Broken
lucky to,
play, and Mofield gets a yard.
very lucky to even get that ball back, let alone pick up a yard.
So from about the 30-yard line, just short of the 30-yard line, 4th and a long 2. I'm calling it 3. They're going to go for it, obviously. They're deep in Bruin territory at the 31, just inside the 31. 9:16 and counting in the third quarter here. Page offset to the right.
Opal in
To
motion.
give to Opal. He's going to cut it back up
Not
inside,
getting
but
it.
he is brought down in the backfield. He will not get it. He's short. That is number 45, I believe. Trent Hill makes the tackle there for the Central
beautiful.
Hardin Bruins.
Beautiful
Big
tackle.
play by the linebacker there.
Turnover on downs.
Bruins take over on down.
I'm not sure who that was, but yeah,
It's well, it says he's 54 now, but he was 45, I believe, before. 45, I believe, was Trent Hill for the Bruins. Doesn't have him listed as 45 any longer, but he's listed as 54. But I think that's a misprint. That's 45. Yeah. There's no 45 on a roster here, but that is Trent Hill, the linebacker. So the Bruins get it back on a 4th down stop. Big play for the Bruins. Trajan Sanders on the reverse.
Wow.
Breaks the tackle,
Up the middle.
runs
Wow.
over the safety for a 12-yard gain. And there's
Beautiful
Trajan
run.
Sanders asserting himself there. Great job by Trajan.
He is
58,
fired
Logan
up.
Green has had his helmet knocked off, so he's got to report out. And 62, Noah Gettler will report in at the guard position there. Logan Green is one of the leaders of this offensive line. He's a small fellow, but he is very smart, very tough, very good blocker.
And very fired
smart
up.
kid, and he is fired up right now. But
This moment.
I think somebody yanked his helmet off, and he is a little bit jacked up there. So double wing formation, deep motion by Wilkerson. He'll come back up. Kyler Lee with the carry straight ahead. He'll get 3 yards. Tackles by number 52.
Yeah.
That is Will Millay, obviously one of the leading tacklers for the Green Wave.
And Myron Page was in there on that tackle as well, trying to strip that ball out of him, really trying to pull that.
So 3-yard gain. Gettler reporting back out. Green reporting back in at the guard position. The ball is right at the 45-yard line of the Bruins. 2nd and 7, 8-12 and counting here, and the Bruins looking to go try to put this game on ice here. Gavin George out to the right here. Elmore looking for him on the slant. He hooks up in the zone, in the hole in the zone, and he's going to pick up about 13 or 14 yards there. Gavin George
There it is.
going to get the first down.
Again, he caught it in space, but he was able to turn it up and get a little bit more afterwards. They were not able to close on him like they were doing early on in the game.
So it's not a traditional curl route he's running there, Jeff, where you run up 10 yards and curl and hook up in the zone. He's running like a slant, but because it's a zone look, he's stopping in the middle of the zone. You don't keep running through the zone when you're seeing the zone. You stop in the hole, and that's a really good route running there by Gavin George. Sprint out to the left, throw is to Deonko Wilkerson, good catch. He's going to make JT Godsey miss and step out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2.
Very nice catch by Deonko. That could have been one of those easy to look up field before you bring it in, but nice catch by Deonko.
He was in the trips formation there, and he ran the little bubble route. Everybody else running down the field, he's just running a little bubble screen, and Chase Elmore sprinting out just gets him the ball quickly. So good play for a first down pickup. He picked up actually 7, not 8. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line here. Bruins deep in Green Wave territory. Motion for Wilkerson. Double handoff, give back to Trajan Sanders, and he's not going anywhere this time. 52, Will Millay
loses a couple
there again, and so big Will Millay making some football plays, joined there by number 66, Eli Ridgway. So the Green Wave trying to put together a stop here, bring up 3rd and 5.
Seen a couple of really good defensive stands here so far. Central Hardin on the last one, and Meade County's coming to bring it down now.
So a big 3rd down and 5 here. I think this deep in Green Wave territory, you'd probably see Bruins go for it. So they're in 4-down territory here. They've got the whole playbook open to them right here. They're going to look downfield. Elmore avoiding the rush. He finds Gavin George in the middle of the field. He's trying to split Richardson and Burnett.
Oh, down to about the 3-yard line.
Very close to getting that one in the end zone there. He did split J.J. Richardson and Mason Burnett, but it was number 4, who's not on the roster, who was able to get there and make the play.
They picked him up a lot.
Phantom Green Wave.
There you go. We've got a lot of phantoms out there.
Makes the play.
Phantom of the Green Wave.
So Wilkerson and Mason Thompson checking out for the Bruins. They're going to bring in the big backs in the backfield here.
Busted right up the middle.
I believe they got 68 Dylan Butterworth in the backfield as a lead blocker here. They're going to give to Kyler Lee off the left side. Looks like he got about a yard and a half. He's short, though.
Yes.
The Bruins are all signaling touchdown, but the guys in the black and white stripes aren't signaling touchdown.
And they're the only ones that count.
They count. You're right. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and goal from just inside the 1-yard line here. And the Bruins are going to line it up again. Again, they've got the jumbo package in with the defensive lineman in there to lead. They're going touchdown. Chase Elmore on the quarterback sneak straight ahead. Touchdown. So with 5:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Bruins add to the lead. It's 34-14 now.
Punch that one in. I mean, they were, you had that, as you say, jumbo package up the middle and got what he needed.
Well, like you said, number 68, Dylan Butterworth, you were noting he was a 290-pounder, and they've got him in there in the backfield to be a lead blocker or to even push the pile on the quarterback sneak. And so
he's only 5'10". So
Butterworth was in there doing a great job pushing the pile. So Jones in for the point after, 5:42 again remaining here in the 3rd. The snap is down, and again, Jones is good. He's only missed one time all year, and I believe that was blocked. So the score now, Central Hardin Bruins 35, Meade County Green Wave 14. And again, what had turned quickly for the Green Wave on a big turnover early here in the 3rd quarter turns right around as Central Hardin gets a big 4th down stop on a run by Austin Opal. And so it's going to be Bruins kicking off here, and it's the lights are getting dark for the Meade County Green Wave in their season.
That inability to convert on that 4th down when they were deep in the territory down here and put it in was, realistically, that was a 13-point turnaround right there. So, yeah, this is about done. Which, again, it's been really nice to see for the Central Hardin Bruins, them to start getting some efficiency back together, cutting out some of those mistakes that they had early on in the first half.
Xander Allen will kick the ball high. Little pooch kick to the 20. It's fielded there. A lot of space. And it's number 3, Burnett with the football. He beats one man, but the kicker, Xander Allen, is there. I'm telling you, Xander Allen will make some tackles, buddy.
And he did there. He
saves a touchdown at about the 27-yard line. So
26.
Meade County is set up in great field position.
Well, you know, and that's the thing right there. You never know. Special teams can always turn a game just when you think it's done.
So I was talking at halftime with a couple of the guys here in the booth about rules, about what the signals had been from the officials, and it's been very unclear what's going on. Number 61, Mason Trout, still on the sideline. I do believe he was kicked out of the game, even though there was no official signal given that I saw.
But he's allowed to stay on the sideline.
Yes. Cole Knoop is also not in the game, number 75 for the Green Wave. So that is a blow for both teams. Don't know what that means for either team going forward. If in fact both have been kicked out of the game, as I suspect, I think that's exactly what's happened, Jeff. But even though the signals or lack of thereof was somewhat unclear, I think that's where we are.
So does that carry over? We were talking about that. Is it a full game?
That I don't know the answer.
It was in the first half, so does that?
I don't know if that matters or not.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 after the run by Page. It's Opal this time following Page, and he'll pick up about 1 or 2.
And then get pushed back. one or two, but he did have some forward progress there.
Ball's down to the 21.
I feel like even without Mason in there in the middle, they're definitely plugging up the middle better than they were early on in the second half or the first half.
Absolutely. So 3rd down and 5, traditional wing T right formation. Give is off tackle again on the O lead, a cutback, nicely done by Austin Opal. I think he's got it, Jeff. It's close.
Yeah, he does.
He's picked it up by a couple of yards. In fact,
does,
down to the 15. The Green Wave
go.
threatening again.
They're not. They are not. They're not giving up. They're not done.
We've counted them out about twice so
Yeah,
far
at least,
now, and
at
they
least,
are.
at least twice.
They don't believe us.
No, they're not. They're not listening to us. Apparently, they are not watching Channel 1.
You love that about the Green Wave and their toughness there.
Love that about any team. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. Just don't stop. Just keep playing.
Center number 54, Jack Parker, leads them to the line of scrimmage. Opal in motion. The give is going to be to Page off the left side on the misdirection there. Faking the jet sweep and giving it to the fullback, coming back the other way, and that's going to be a pickup of 3.
Well, that is the wonderful thing about high school football. You can turn things around quickly when you've got special team opportunities. And if you get into the secondary, you can bust it open pretty fast.
Well, Meade County, I was a special teams coordinator here at Central Hardin, and Meade County was always good in their kickoff return. So you give them an opportunity to catch one and set up a return, you might have problems. And they did double handoff here. Opal around the right side now.
They read that well.
They did read it well, but it's still about a 3 or 4 yard pickup. They continue to move the football.
He's not getting chunk plays, but he's getting those kind that just tear you up and keep them in striking position for first downs, and they keep moving the chains.
So just inside the 10-yard line now of the Bruins, or just at the 10, bringing up about a 3rd and 5, maybe a long 4.
2:56 left in the third quarter.
Wing T formation to the left. Motion across by Opal. The give is going to be to Page straight ahead. Mason Burnett leading.
Bounces off.
He's going to break one tackle. He's going to get about 4 or 5. It looks like a first down. Sean Hay made the stop there.
He's down.
And they're dropping the chains, which means first and goal for the Meade County Green Wave, and they are right at about the 5 yard, just inside the 5 yard line.
4.5 to 5, yep.
So the Green Wave, again, as you mentioned, the biggest issue could be the clock, as they're doing a good job playing their football game. Double wing formation. It's going to be a quick slant to Richardson. Touchdown, Green Wave. What a great call. Deonko Wilkerson kind of caught sleeping at the corner position out there. Yeah. Just a quick slant. He takes one step and shoots it in there.
Somebody said something about a slant might be a really good play for them to do earlier on, you know. But I was confident.
Who was that?
I don't know. Who said something about a slant? I don't know. Did anybody?
Good play call by who? Coach Mofield?
Coach Mofield.
Jeff Knoll? I don't know who's calling the plays
I'm not
here.
saying I went down and met with him at halftime. I didn't do that.
Well, you're working right now for Hardin County TV. If you did that,
that would be a problem.
You might have a couple people here that wouldn't.
I
would like to have a talk with you.
I did not talk to Coach. Like even listen to me.
Off the right side.
He's in there. He is.
2-point conversion is good.
Off tackle.
Not real sure of the point of the 2-point conversion, other than the fact that they just don't like kicking the football.
Well, there's that.
And like their chances better, and they picked up the 3 yards necessary. So Opal off the right side, picking up that touchdown. And so the Bruins defensive unit looking a little tired, a little bedraggled. A lot of times we've seen them take over late in games.
This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. We do want to give a special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew that has provided, and we appreciate their work throughout this season of football coverage here in Hardin County.
So the Green Wave set up to kick off. And they'll hit that low bouncer again. The ball is loose, but fielded there at about the 39-yard line. I'm still looking to see who that might have been. It looks like number 22. No. Is that 20 Nolan Goodman again?
Yeah, it is, and they moved him to the other side. And so, again, yeah,
Nice play.
apparently the Green Wave tried to go to the other side. But that, my friend, was not a squib kick. That was just a flat-out onside kick in my book. And they are just handing Central Hardin this prime real estate for starting position. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Kick the ball away.
So 1st and 10. Bruins have it at about the 39-yard line. As you said, they're going to shift their backfield into an overbalanced look to the right, or a loaded backfield.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
cow. Trajan
Oh,
Sanders
my
takes
gosh.
the toss sweep.
Who was
He
that?
was about decapitated. We're trying to get a number.
I can't
following
see who
that guy.
Was it Myron? Was it?
No, it's 56. Is that
I don't know, but
Josh Holland, I believe,
Wow.
from his linebacker position. Came up and laid some lumber there. Actually, he's playing defensive end on the left side.
that hurt my neck. I was moving too fast and stopped, and woo,
So
popped him.
about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8 from the 41-yard line. 4 receivers to the right. I believe Kyler Lee will be a blocking back there. They're going to run the scissors play back to the left with Sanders. Sanders is going to pick up
Good
about
pickup.
5. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Nice pickup. Definitely made some adjustments at halftime to make Sanders more of the game in the running game, and I believe it's brought a little bit of renewed life to the running game.
Well,
for
they're just Jeff.
for the Bruins.
He's playing the position that Deonko Wilkerson was playing in the first half, and I think
It's
they're
true.
just Deonko is checking back in for Trajan, so he's not out of the game plan, but they're just seeing they're not getting as much out of Deonko as they'd like, I'm sure.
It's
And
not as quick.
yeah, they're trying to get some fresh legs and honestly, some really quick legs in the game here. So 3rd and 3, big play, 1:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Meade County needs the ball back. Quick throw to the left, and it looked like it was Josh McGowan, 85, that was the intended target, and he drops the football. And
He really
so
did.
The stop that they needed, they get.
That was exactly the fundamental right there earlier on with Deonko. I said, he took it in, pulled it in. He just absolutely started going upfield and did not have that ball in his hand.
So Josh McGowan, the tight end, unable to come up with the play there. He had a first down if he catches the football wide open. Good throw. Good opportunity. Xander Allen on the punt now. Ball's way much better.
Nice
kick.
punt.
Austin Opal deep at about his 15 will make the catch. He is surrounded there, and he's going nowhere.
Fast and quick. Down.
So
great coverage. Beautiful punt. That's the opportunity right there. That's the kind of punt you want, so you don't outkick your coverage. And you give them an opportunity to get down there and surround him. So perfect.
Xander had a bad kick earlier, Jeff,
Yeah,
and that
did.
one much better.
Yeah, that was, and again, cold night. Tough to kick that ball when it weighs about 20 more pounds than it normally does.
It does feel pretty hard when you're trying to kick that thing like
It's like kicking a medicine ball.
It is, that's right. So 1st and 10 from their 18-yard line.
Oh, there was some movement.
They're going to give the ball to Myron Page, and man, they're blowing the
Oh,
line.
my
Back,
gosh.
an 11-yard gain.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Jeff,
Wow.
I don't think you'll see this kind of football out of North Hardin next week if that is the matchup for Central.
Yeah, no, it won't be.
But they got to watch this film and think, maybe we can run these guys over a little bit.
Yeah, because Opal is a good runner, but he's not LaBelle Wright.
No, he's not. However, the guys up front, I may like some of Meade County's guys up front just as well, if not better.
Yeah.
And Myron Page, even though he's not Lavelle Wright,
He's big.
he's a load.
He's a lot of guy to pull down.
He
And
is.
and when you go from wearing number 50 to number 2, your weight doesn't go away with the number. You're still a big
Yeah.
guy.
I heard somebody say you look faster, too, when you're wearing a small number. I think he's gotten faster. That didn't look like much of a
That's right.
game, but he picks
Yeah.
up 5 yards there. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Ball's at the 32-yard line as the 3rd quarter is ticking down under 10 seconds. Opal is going to cut it
nice
back to the
cut
left,
back.
cut
Wow.
back to the right. It's a lot of running for about 3 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short
There you go.
as we head to the 4th quarter.
We just want to take an opportunity to once again be reminded of our sponsors, Physical Therapy and Associates, more personal attention for more effective results with locations in E-Town, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he will get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. Where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com, and E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, or online at mugabug.com. And also West Point Bank. They have 5 locations and offices in E-Town, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple.
So we got quarter 4 coming our way here, and it's just a 2-score ball game. This game is not by any stretch of the imagination over. It's definitely not the 43-7 contest I saw 4 weeks ago out in Brandenburg.
Not at all.
It's a 35-22 lead for the Bruins. The Green Wave with the football. So 2 scores and a stop is what these guys have to be thinking here.
Yeah.
If you're a Green Wave faithful. And they've got an overbalanced or loaded look to the right here on 3rd and 2. I don't think they got it, Jeff.
I do not believe they got that.
So they give the ball. Was that Austin Opal with the football?
Yeah, they did, but I don't know. That linesman, not sure what he's signaling up there.
The ball, they've spotted it between the 38 and 39 yard line, and they need the 39 to get there. So they're short about 6-8 inches.
Are they going for it?
No, they have to, Jeff.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's 12.
Down 2 scores. The kind of offense they run, like you said, is not meant to score quickly.
Here's the game.
This is pretty much it, isn't it? Gives straight ahead to the big.
He's got it, big time.
And he's still running.
He's still rolling.
On his feet. 20, 25, 30-yard game for Myron. Straight ahead.
Wow. That was a run.
So, Jeff, quick trap there is what you had. You got a little excited, some of the defensive linemen, a little bit upfield.
Right.
Easy trap block.
Wow.
Straight upfield, and Myron Page gets to the second level, breaks 1 tackle, and he's got himself about a 25-yard gain.
He's just good old school smash mouth. I'm giving it to you and coming right at you kind of player, and you gotta respect that.
So not only a big 4th down pickup, but now deep in Central Territory at about the 36-yard line, 1st down, Austin Opal is going to get across to the 34. About a 2-yard pickup there. Again, 10:45 and clock running. Again, they had to go for it, and big play for the Green Wave. Not only Myron Page, but up front, the linemen making that opportunity.
Yeah, the Hogs are doing their job up there for Meade County for sure.
Trent Mofield under center here. Wing T left. Give on the first belly to Myron Page again. He's being wrestled backwards on the gain. I'm looking for the defender there. It looks like Trent Ferguson on the tackle.
So we lost Mason Trout, or Central Hardin lost Mason Trout on defense, but they lost their big offensive lineman, so it was almost a trade-off there. I don't know if those were the if those were the 2 that were going after each other all night long, that might have been the source.
Haven't seen either one, so that's what I suspect.
So it kind of is a wash in terms of what it does to the team.
Wing T left, Opal in motion across. They're going to sweep it there to Burnett, and it's
they're struggling.
Gavin George coming up quickly to make the hit, and there's not much gain there. Maybe a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 4, maybe 4th and 5 even. And a great play by Gavin George. He saw the toss sweep. That's one thing about a toss. There's no misdirection. Once the ball has left the quarterback's hand, you can run to that football.
Yeah, you can, because it's not going anywhere else.
The only thing you can do is some sort of reverse coming back, but that's the job of the defensive end and linebacker on the weak side. Let's get fly to it. So big 4th and 5 here. Loaded formation to the right. They go with a hard count. They're going to throw the football. 10 Opals open down the middle. Couldn't make the play. But intercepted by Gavin George. Great catch by Gavin George, just out of the reach of Opal. But if you notice, if they knock it down, it's a 25-yard difference for the Bruins.
It absolutely is.
When you're a ball hawk and you see the ball, you go get it. So great play by Gavin George.
And Opal tipped it right to him. The truth is, if Opal would have let it it would have been touched. So Opal probably did the best thing for his team by tipping it up. So
he's going to get it, Jeff. He's trying to make a play. He was open.
He was.
And not a bad throw, just about a yard too far.
It really was. He had plenty of room to catch that ball in between the 2. It would have been a nice little, tuck it in there, but he had room.
Well, that's the back out of the backfield on the seam route, up the center of the field, and Bruins caught napping there just a little bit, so they're in the shotgun
Oh, my
formation,
gosh.
smacked in the backfield.
Wow, that
And
was
that is
beautiful.
52 Will Malay.
He came through
And
unabated.
that's Trajan Sanders again, taking a pretty good wallop there.
Yeah.
And a 1 yard loss will bring up a 2nd down and 11, and the Bruins inside their own 10-yard line. But the biggest enemy for the Meade County Green Wave right now is 8:38 and counting. That's the clock.
Trajan is just not as big a kid as Dianco, so those kind of hits come at a little bit higher price.
So under center this time, wing T formation to the left. 5-man front for the Green Wave this time. They've been in a 3-man front a lot. Quick throw out of the backfield there. Big first down
Yes, he
reception.
absolutely
Great
hung
job
on
by
to
the
it.
Bruins.
First
A
down, Bruins.
Little flat pass from Chase Elmore. I believe it's Clay Perry on the catch, and turns it upfield and makes a big play.
He hung onto that ball and turned it upfield, and beautiful, beautiful run after the catch on that one. And ran over a couple of guys and got what he needed and more.
So if the Green Wave are going to have a shot down 2 scores with 8 minutes to go, they've got to make a stop here. They cannot let the Bruins continue to eat clock and continue to make first downs. That first down was a big one right there on a 2nd and 11. Toss sweep this time to Trajan Sanders. He breaks 1 tackle. That was Godsey. He breaks another, and he's finally brought down. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, it looks like, maybe just 3. So bringing up 2nd and 7. But he had to break a tackle of Godsey and Burnett just to get the 3 yards.
Yeah, he could have been brought down behind the line on that one easily.
So 2nd and 7 for the Bruins here. We'll see if they continue to remain in run the football and run the clock mode, or if they're going to open up and try to throw one. They threw on 2nd and long on their last set of downs. Clay Perry making the easy catch in the flat and getting the first down. Clock started back up again. Tight end to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Loaded backfield to the right side. Page on the blitz, but Wilkerson's got it on the little reverse, the outside handoff. I think he's got a first down, Jeff.
I believe they do. Boy, they're fighting.
7, and I think he got 8 maybe.
And Meade County just fighting for that ball. They were really trying to strip him.
See tackle number 77, Kyle Browning for the Bruins with his hands up over his head to show the official, I'm not pushing and shoving, Mr. Official, after the play. Don't throw another rag on us here.
I don't want to
promise I'm not causing trouble right now. We're just moving the football. So Mr. Browning being kind of smart there and trying to show the officials, I don't have my hands on anybody. Don't throw any rags on us here.
Just be careful.
We're on a big drive here again. They're eating the clock up. 6:49 and counting here. 1st and 10 for the Bruins.
Don't need any laundry.
Ball's on the 34-yard line, and again, it's Wilkerson coming around. And he's
Wow.
got another big pickup and
Wow.
using his power, not his
He
speed
is
that
just
time. 10-yard gain.
This is now this is classic Dianco right here, just pounding it at him. And you know, even when he doesn't have that speed, he's quick enough to get out there, and he's got enough power that he can drag him with him.
Yeah, as we said earlier, injured Dianco's better than most of what you got.
Absolutely. And this is textbook right here. Just drain that clock.
So 1st and 10, that's a 3rd first down on the drive here. They started on their own 9-yard line, now at the 44. Wilkerson deep motion. The give is going to be to Kyler Lee just off the right tackle. Wow. He's going to pick up about 5. He bounced off 1 tackler, and good pickup, and the clock ticks. Like Chris Berman used to say, tick, 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 tick,
tick, tock. You know, Central Hardin has not been known this year specifically for their running game, but truth is they've got some really talented runners there. When you know, Dianco and Trajan, and you know, they've really got some running backs.
Wilkerson has 811 yards on the season.
Kyler
Sanders 607, Lee 521. So they have a very tough running game. And there's the give to Sanders around the left side, and he's slung down by J.T. Godsey, number 7. He'll lose yards, bringing up a 3rd and long.
But all of this is just doing, you know, it's not about putting up points right now. It's tearing down clock.
Well, you know, Coach Mattingly, if he heard you say that this has not been a running team this year, he might just have a heart attack and fall over, because Coach Mattingly is a traditional wing T guy. He wants to run the ball, and the fact that he's got a really good quarterback and a couple of great targets out there has just made this offense a little more
you've got a couple of dimensionals. Yeah,
absolutely.
If when all you've got is a running game, which that's what we're looking at with Meade County.
I'm sure he loves running it late in the game here. Elmore now running from pressure. He's going to have to get rid of it.
I don't know if we're going to see. Yes, we are. There was nobody around.
He threw it in the general area of Andrew Ibarra.
But
he's trying to throw it out of bounds, but the problem is the ball has to get past the line of scrimmage, and I think that's the part that didn't happen here.
Yeah, I don't think. It definitely didn't, because
they've got a holding call first.
And are they going to do both holding and intentional?
And intentional. Oh, he's waving that off.
He's picking it up.
So they must have seen that he did get it past the line of scrimmage, that Andrew Ibarra was in the area. But the holding call is going to move it back. Now, the thing about the holding call is versus the intentional grounding is they will get third down repeated. They'll get another shot at it, whereas
with intentional grounding, you lose the down as well.
But if you notice what's going to happen here, that holding call is going to be waived. It's going to be Meade County's going to decline that penalty to bring up fourth and 7.
Down. Smart.
And the punting unit will come on. So the problem being for the Meade County Green Wave is the clock now reads 4:45. And effectively the Bruins, even though I'm sure they would have loved to have scored, their offense did the job.
Oh.
That ball nearly blocked as the blocking assignment was missed, and Waylon Allen had an open look at it.
Yeah, and he barely got that ball off, which caused him to shank it. I don't know if he shanked it or if he just flat out
that
kicked
pull,
it left.
I think he kicked it left to keep from getting it blocked.
But not.
And
that looked like Vinatieri's extra point attempt against the Steelers last week, straight left.
So a 4-yard punt.
That's pretty much.
As the ball is spotted at the 50-yard line. Now, I guess you could say, if you're a Bruin fan, not blocked and scooped and scored at least.
This is true.
So the defense will get to play.
Yeah, that's right. So it still puts them at midfield, and given the way their offense has been running, it'll take them a while to get it through.
Opal on the jet sweep. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. Kyler Lee on the tackle there.
I think he picked up about 3 or 4 on that.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6. Now, I am noticing here, we called Josh McGowan's name several times, playing defensive end, playing tight end.
Right.
And I see why he's playing so much right now, as tight end and defensive end Sean Hay is standing on the sideline being checked by the training staff. Big number 83 looks like he is out of action for the evening. Quick hitch thrown here. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain as the receiver after the catch.
He slid out of bounds.
That's
trying to go
20.
forward.
J.J. Richardson, the leading receiver for the Green Wave.
So Hay is over here on the sidelines being checked out. He looks like he's in some arm pain.
Well, he had a neck and shoulder issue last week. That was his injury coming into the game. He was one of the guys we mentioned pregame, and it looks like it's causing him some discomfort right now.
Yeah, it is.
Big 3rd and 5 here. Sprinting out is Mofield, looking downfield. He just needs to take 17, who's wide open there. Waylon Allen.
He was right in the fat.
All he had to do is shoot him the ball for a 1st down.
And more. He would have at least gotten another 10 yards before anybody else could have come up to pick him up. So
I'm not sure what Mofield was looking at there, Jeff, but he had an opportunity to pick up the 1st down easily.
I don't know who number 17 is. That would be Waylon Allen. He had all kinds of room behind him.
So 4th down now and 5, and this is truly last gasp for the Green Wave. They've got to keep this drive moving. Got to try to get in the end zone and get an onside kick. That's what they're facing right now. Empty backfield. Look at this. Mofield in shotgun formation. Trips left, double receivers to the right. Looking deep on a 4th and 4. I don't like that call one bit.
And there was
offense. The ball is knocked away. Why on a 4th and 5 you throw it deep and not try to pick up the 6 or 7 yards you need for a 1st down? Doesn't make a bit of sense.
Especially when you have not been doing anything close to that level with any effectivity all evening. So why are you trying that?
The 3 wide receivers ran straight down the field, all within about 5 yards of each other. So I didn't see an actual route being run there, other than unless you're trying a Hail Mary on on a 4th and 5.
Which means you've got Gavin George and Dianco
Dianco made the play, I believe,
yeah,
Jeff.
Yeah, so
the Bruins take over, 3:33 remaining, and it looks like this is the end of the Meade County Green Wave season, and they will stack the line up, as you got to expect that Central Hardin's going to run the ball. Kyler Lee gets back to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, and earlier when we were talking about the kind of game and the kind of team that Central Hardin is, they absolutely are a running team. You know that they're always moving from that platform and that basis. But their passing game has been so daunting at different times that it's hard to ignore the fact that, you know, that they are a passing team that few others in this league are as good at. As that, you know, North Hardin absolutely can do that as well. But
I think they've actually thrown for more yards at North Hardin. They're more of a true spread team. A little waggle. He's going to run the little comeback route. Gavin George makes the catch.
Oh,
Richardson
yeah.
slips
There's
and falls.
the moves.
He's
there
got
it
some
is.
space.
That's
Makes
George.
another man miss. It was Page missed again. And the pickup is to about the 20-yard line. So they've run that play about 4 times tonight, which is a bootleg. And George is running what's called a comeback route. So he's pushing the defense deep to about 15 yards and working back to about 12 yards toward the sideline. So
and he's got that much space after the catch. He can make a few moves, and he's just a hard guy to bring down after that.
1st and 10 Bruins, 2:37 remaining. Ball, the tip sitting about the 20-yard line. Double wing formation. Kyler Lee fake there, given to Dianco Wilkerson. He's going to cut back across field, make a good pickup of about 6 or 7 yards.
Wow. That was the hard way. He went both directions getting that, and good work.
Timeout Meade County, as they're going to start spending those timeouts this late in the 4th quarter. And obviously they've got to get the stop right here to keep this thing within reach. And as we said, it certainly looks like the Bruins are salting this thing away.
Yeah.
I know that North Hardin, it's about time to have this conversation. Jeff, North Hardin was up 17-0 at the half. You certainly got to expect that we are looking at round 2 of the game of the decade we had 2 weeks ago here. Next week, we'll be at North Hardin High School.
And North Hardin is still undefeated, correct?
Absolutely. They had their first undefeated regular season in school history. And we were there last week against PRP to see them complete the season undefeated. They'll take that undefeated record and welcome the Bruins back into
great
town.
Game. I'm still trying to figure out how 12,000 people looked in this stadium. I had to miss that night, and they had to be people everywhere.
5 deep around the track in a lot of spots, so it was pretty impressive. We'll see a similar turnout, I'm sure, next week at Trojan Stadium. Give on the inside, handoff to Wilkerson. He's cutting it back outside. He's got a blocker out in front. Kyler Lee gets a good block, and he'll be run out of bounds. That's Wilkerson at about the 4-3-yard line there.
So I'm also going to ask you this question. I know we've talked about when you take your starters out, but you know you're in the playoffs. Obviously, if you score right now, and there's only 2 minutes left, but still. You don't want to hurt anybody. I mean, you're going into, and I know I get the whole deal about keeping your momentum, but at this point, you already have a couple
Not
of
here,
really
Jeff. Two-score game.
Yeah.
2-score game. You put a guy in there that hasn't handled the ball. He puts it on the ground. They pick it up and score, and you're in a dogfight. You got a problem.
Yeah.
So definitely at 2 scores, definitely not going to happen. Toss sweep to Dianco Wilkerson. He cuts it back up inside.
He is in there for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Bruins. Dianco Wilkerson
Bruins.
Getting the ball in the end zone. And it's put away here. Now you can take your starters out of the game. Up 3 scores.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Actually, that's what I meant. That's what I meant after this score. Not before.
Right.
No. Misheard me. Totally after this score. You know, now your opportunity to save your guys, get them. You know, they won the game. They've won the game. So
Jones is going to kick the extra point.
Yeah.
It's through, and so with 2:11 remaining, it's going to be 42-22. Central Hardin Bruins will move on to round 2. And next week we used to crown a district champion in regular season play because you would play opposing districts in the first rounds of the playoffs.
Right.
But the way they have redone the bracketing, you play in district in the first 2 rounds,
Okay.
and your region championship is against the opposing district. So next week's game at North Hardin, Central Hardin against North Hardin, will be for the district championship.
Even though North Hardin
Even
beat
North
them
Hardin
twice.
won the regular season meeting this year, it will be the district championship on the line in Radcliffe next Friday night. So
that
big
will be
game.
be a heck of a game right there.
Might be cold.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we'll see
I believe it
12,000
will be.
people, but we'll see a big
That's
crowd.
Right. You're right. Yeah, you absolutely will.
Now, last week when I was there calling the game as PRP, I was calling the game alone, and it was me and the clock guy in the press box. It was the most echoing press box I've ever been in. It was a strange feeling.
I bet it was.
We were talking to each other every now and again because I think we were just lonely.
Uh-oh,
There's
look at
Burnett
this.
on a big
Look
return.
at that. Wow, all the
And
way down to
finally
about
dragged
the
out of bounds.
35-yard line of Central Hardin. So a heck of a return. And he's
Burnett.
not done. Burnett's not done.
No. These guys will play it all the way to the
They will.
final whistle.
Yeah.
But that was a strange phenomenon.
Yeah,
but
that
I
it
will
was.
say that next week there will not be room for an extra chair. I'm telling you,
it's
and
gonna
I will
a
be
tight-
jammed in there like
Yeah,
sardines.
well, once again, I'm going to have to miss that one
That's
because
right,
I'm
you're
out
out.
for next week. This is my last game of the year. And
Should be
so
myself and Mr. Dan Robbins, the
Yes,
principal at EC3, former football coach. Dan and I will be on that one.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be a heck of a night, and
Will
we're
be.
very excited to see crosstown
Rivals.
rivalry game 2. And again, the first one, 7-0 ball game in the rain. I expect to see a little more offense if we can get a dry field, which I don't know what the forecast
And
is
that
for next Friday yet. But
That was such a
we'll be looking for it.
heartbreaker for Central Hardin as well, because twice, right there in the final, quarter of the game, Central Hardin had them down in the red zone, and 2 turnovers in the red zone, and not being able to get that in there. That's just that's a killer to be that close. And I mean, you're never out of the game when it's only a 1-score game.
Well, those kind of mistakes are what is
Yeah.
the difference in those
Yeah,
kind of games,
it was.
especially games which are, so evenly matched,
Right.
teams evenly matched. Again, the Green Wave with the football here. Trent Mofield in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right. I expect to see him take a shot to Mitchell Dozier up the right. He's going to throw it. up the right.
Almost intercepted.
Throwing to Opal, but that
Yeah.
was
By number
45 Trent Hill.
Yeah, Trent almost had that ball in. That absolutely would have been a pick 6 if he'd had that one.
Yeah, you throw out to the flat like that, and you're taking your chances on that sort of a play. So 2nd down and 10 for the Green Wave. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 1:59 to go in the game. And again, we're just very excited to have you guys join us again next week from Radcliffe. Again, watching that phenomenal. I saw a throw last week, Jeff, and I know you weren't able to be there last week, but if you can go online and just
Check that game out.
search HCEC-TV. There's a throw that Manny Wimberly, the quarterback from North Hardin, made I believe it was in the 2nd quarter. About a 75-yard touchdown pass. He threw the ball 70 yards in the air. It was one of the most impressive throws. He hits Josh Moore in stride, and he had escaped the pocket, was running to his left, set up, threw back to his right 70 yards on the money. It was one of the most amazing throws I've seen in a long time.
Oh, my gosh.
Mofield breaking the pocket there, trying to get a first down, just short of it, I think. Or bring up a 4th and short. But Wimberly, that's the thing about Wimberly. He'll do some things as far as mistakes that just leave you shaking your head, and then he makes these
second level,
these
next
plays
level,
you just don't see. I mean,
No,
I have not seen a throw. You see Patrick Mahomes make that kind of throw.
Right.
Maybe.
Lamar Jackson was able to stop and turn back and throw stuff, but not with the accuracy.
I mean, it was just an absolute cannon
right on
shot.
the dime.
Folks, if you can search HCEC-TV North Hardin versus PRP from last week and find that play, you won't see a high school quarterback make that throw anywhere.
Wow.
And that's the thing that Manny has. I love Chase Elmore here. Chase Elmore's a phenomenal quarterback. He's had an amazing year here at Central Hardin. But old Manny Wimberly, for some of his flaws, will also make some of the most amazing plays you'll see, just because of just pure arm talent, pure ability, and I haven't seen. I think on my best day as a quarterback, when I was chucking it as far as I could, I think I threw it 69 as the farthest I ever threw a football.
And
that
probably
kid did it on the run in a game right on the money.
Throw
back to the end zone.
He caught that ball for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Meade County. Wow, there's a flag down, but I think that's going to be defensive pass interference.
Absolutely, and he held him, and that was a beautiful catch. He curled around behind him while he was hung on to it.
That's 20, J.J. Richardson on the catch there. Mofield threw it up and just gave his best player a chance.
Yeah, it was absolutely, he did. And it wasn't like he necessarily had the advantage from a height. He just curled around behind him. And beautiful, beautiful concentration catch there.
Well, I believe, as you noted previously, that these are the backups on the field for Central Hardin. That may have been Terry Brooks out there at corner. Terry's a fine corner. He's made a couple of interceptions this year. He's played a lot of varsity action. Just gotten outplayed on that particular occasion. There's Myron Page in for the two-point conversion. So with 1:11 remaining, 42-30, Central Hardin Bruins with the lead.
This is an HCEC-TV student production. It's a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy and Associates Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Sailor, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Banks. Tune in weekly for a rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cables, Channel 2, and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. And before we wrap it up, we do want to give special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew, all of those students who've been out there working in the truck, and some of them up on top in the cold. It's a cold night to be out there running camera tonight, and we appreciate Dale Mings and his crew, and the web string service of post-service coverage is also provided with the written permission of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the National Federation of High School Sports, NFHS.
So 1:11 to go, and
what do you think? We're going to see a squib kick?
Well, I don't know. We're going to see an onside kick here. And
that penalty is
there was
assessed.
an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Bruins here, and so the hands team is on the field. Yeah, the Meade County Green Wave will kick this one from the Bruins side of the field.
Well, they've had a lot of practice tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be some sort of an onside kick here. If they could get this, and there it goes, and it's a loose ball.
It absolutely is, but I'm not
sure who's got it. I think Central Hardin jumped on it, and the official is signaling Bruin football. So good play there to jump on a very difficult ball. Number 20, Nolan Goodman, comes out of there with it. How about that, Jeff?
The man is a ball magnet. Too fast. He kicked that ball way too fast. There was no way.
Yeah. Well,
that,
what he's trying for there, though, is if
to
the
bobble it.
Yeah, it's going to bounce off of somebody. You're going to get a bounce off of the defender, off of the person receiving that. And it did bounce off of him. Nolan just did a great job of kind of diving for it and getting it covered up there. Little Australian rugger there. That's a little reference to a movie where a little guy comes out of there with a fumble. Again, they're just going to run the clock out, give there. It is Elmore still in the game. Most of the starters, coaches, just going to make sure they've got good ball handling. Again, it's just a two-score game again.
It is. Meade County does take the second time out, so they've got one more. Yeah. So this is why we're not seeing any victory formation here yet.
So the Central Hardin Bruins again will move to 9-2. Again, it's been a very successful season aside from probably last Friday night. I know they did not win the game against North Hardin, but again, that was a great matchup.
It really was.
A well-played football game in difficult conditions, cold and rainy. And obviously they didn't play cleanly enough, turning the ball over 4 times in the second half. But we, last week getting beaten, I believe that was a 43-7 game, the same way they beat Meade County before.
Been a long time.
South Oldham. And I'm telling you, what South Oldham does and did against South Oldham, a 9-1 regular season, one of the top teams in 4A. I think Central Hardin underestimated them, Jeff. I heard some talk at school about, we can handle these guys. This is not a big deal. The thing is, South Oldham is one of the few teams in Kentucky that's still running triple option football. And Central Hardin just got run flat over and
They don't
could
play.
not handle that.
They don't play against that.
Which is why the service academies are so good.
Right.
When nobody sees it except once a year, and those service academies wear people out with option football. Elmore draws the offsides call there with a hard count, and they'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. But yeah, they took a really tough loss last week. Central Hardin did, and you could see early in the game here, their offensive.
They were out of sync.
Yeah, they just it looked like they'd lost some confidence. They'd gone, as you said, really 8 quarters without a score, and again, they didn't score in the first quarter here. So it was a team that just looked a little shaken.
Yeah, absolutely. It took them a while to get their timing back, and but they're ending this well. They're going to go against a really good North Hardin Trojan team next week, and like you say, that game is going to be worth the price of admission, and you better show up early if you want any chance whatever to see that game, because the North Hardin faithful show up, and they show up and so will the Central Hardin.
There'll be a big crowd.
Travel. Yeah, so it's going to be a great game, and we just hope everything goes well and everybody behaves. Sometimes those things can get a lot of emotions. A lot of emotion, absolutely, and especially when it's your last game. But I just want to say, really impressed with the growth that we've seen from Meade County from early on in the season when they were struggling with injuries and had more injuries, and their depth was not handling that. And but they played a
everybody
really
back.
game.
They're a pretty good football team.
Yes, they are a pretty good football team. They are.
So, and one thing just to share, I know you didn't get a chance to see it last week, but the North Hardin faithful you mentioned, they're coming out of the woodwork. We had an amazing visitor to the game last Friday night, a guy named Kelly Kirchbaum, who's one of the Hall of Famers from North Hardin, was in attendance last week. There have been a lot of great football players at North Hardin. He was a standout, I believe, at Western Kentucky University, but played in the NFL for the Jets.
Well, wait, there was
about 4 years. So.
There was another standout former North Hardin player there too, but he was sitting up at the booth calling the game.
What?
Yeah, that standout quarterback.
Well, I was at least the second best Gray that ever played quarterback. And my older brother was an All-American high school player. Elmore running for his life. He's going to dump it. Oh, Kyler Lee had a chance to catch the football, and that incomplete pass will stop the clock, I'm sure.
That's
not what Coach wanted.
No, that is absolutely not what he wanted.
So
that's frustrating.
There will be a punt here, it appears, on 4th down. I'm sure they're hoping to pick up that 1st down, kneel down, and end the game. But
yeah, that's a
that didn't
100%. And, again, just a little bit of a concentration lapse right there, because that was an easy catch and run for the 1st down.
Well, timeout Central Hardin here. They're going to talk it over, make sure they've got their punt team ready on the field. I guess that's what they're going to go with. I can't see another course of action. I'm sure Coach wants to make sure. Obviously, Meade County's probably going to put 11 on the ball and try to go get it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you've got to be ready.
They're throwing everything they got at this point.
I would suspect you might even see a tight punt formation from Coach Mattingly here. He's got his special teams coordinator in there handling the huddle, but he is hovering over that man's shoulder. What are you doing, Coach? He's going to see what's going on here, but I would suspect you've got to almost line up in a tight look, because I suspect there'll be nobody deep for Meade County. It'll be 11. Well, I see Kyle Parker going back. Well, it's going to be the offense on the field, 4th and 5. Shows what I know. Going for it. I'll get it there, Jeff. Look out. Godsey coming from behind, but he's picked up. Elmore's
1st down.
Looks like he depends on the spot. He slid.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Look at the ref coming across, standing right on the 45.
So Chase Elmore scrambles for the 1st down.
He does.
And,
they've got it.
Now Central Hardin can take a knee, get in that victory formation,
there you
and
go.
Run this thing out.
Heck of a chance, but in essence, you're going to burn a little bit of clock running around back there, and maybe you throw it long and they try to intercept it, and you get your punt.
Well, the offense is obviously going to remain on the field. Gavin George will go back 15, 20 yards as the safety in case of disaster striking. But Chase Elmore will take the snap. He'll take the knee. And the clock is going to run out, Jeff. So 4, 3, 2, 1. The Bruins get off the schneid after
Congratulations.
losing 2 in a row.
There you go.
They'll win one tonight.
Congratulations
And,
to the Bruins.
What do you think was a key to victory there tonight as we wrap up, Jeff?
I think the real key was just the Bruins finally getting their sync back together, finally finding their offense. And it's not like they didn't have it. They just had to find it and put it back together. And once that happened, it was, in essence, game over. But at the same time, you really do have to appreciate the Meade County team hanging in there and playing well.
So, again, the final score here from Central Hardin High School, Central Hardin Bruins 42, and moving on in the playoffs, the Meade County Green Wave 30. So a good performance from the Green Wave. Just by way of wrapping up, again, we'll have to wait and see on the Central Hardin side who is going to be making it to North Hardin. Sean Hayes sitting out the last 7 to 8 minutes of that fourth quarter. Maybe still dealing with shoulder and neck issues. You got the unknown status of Mason Trout. We did not see officially what had happened with Mason. We did see just now Cole Knoop, who was, we believe also, he never reported back into the game, as did Mason Trout.
So neither of them went
Neither of them came back into the game. We never saw.
And they weren't permitted to go out and do the greeting
They did
across
not.
the field.
So I don't know what that means for Mason for next week. I suspect he'll be playing next week. I'm not 100% sure what that will be. But, again, that's probably been the most consistent, most explosive defensive lineman for the Central Hardin Bruins. But so there's a lot of question marks and a lot of excitement we'll be going into one of the biggest games we've ever seen around here. We obviously saw that same atmosphere 2 weeks ago, basically, here at Central Hardin. We'll see that at North Hardin next week.
You absolutely will, and it has even further implications now because it is the playoff season, and there's nothing like high school playoff season.
Win or go home next week. District championship on the line. Thanks to Dale Mings and all of our student production team. Thanks to Jeff Knoll, my partner here. Great season. Thanks for everything. This is Paul Gray saying good night, everybody.
This has been a Hardin County Educational Community Television production. Live local sports are on Brandenburg Channel 1, and all rebroadcasts are on Brandenburg and Comcast Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and on our YouTube site. Also check out our live sporting events on nfhs.com or visit us at hardin.k12.ky.us. Hardin County Educational Community Television, located in Hardin County, Kentucky, a division of Hardin County Schools, airing on Brandenburg, Comcast, Spectrum, and also airing online.
Providing live coverage of local high school sports.
Covering community and school events, while teaching students along the way.
HCEC-TV, the area's leading educational and government access channel, training the next generation of media arts students.
Control your home even when you're not there with Brandenburg Telecom's home automation service. Turn lights on and off, lock and unlock doors, and change settings on your thermostat using your smartphone or tablet. Stop worrying whether or not you remember to close the garage door, and save money by programming your thermostat to reduce energy used when you're not home. Call Brandenburg Telecom for a free quote and enjoy the convenience of having home automation, phone, TV, and internet service, all from one local company.
All right, son, you ready to open your first savings account?
Yes, I am.
West Point Bank has been growing with our customers for over 30 years. We know what it takes to support them in every stage of their life. You need a bank that you know and trust to help you reach your goals and make your dreams come true. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple.
If pain is keeping you from doing the things you love, it's time to visit Physical Therapy Associates. We offer a variety of treatment options, including dry needling, A-stem, tractions, and many other options to relieve pain. Many of our patients are able to avoid surgery and costly pain medication through our treatments. If you haven't tried these options, what are you waiting for? With 6 locations across central Kentucky, pain relief is only a phone call away. Give Physical Therapy Associates a chance to get you out of pain. Physical Therapy Associates. Friends helping friends.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. I just wanted to announce some exciting news that I'm officially a licensed realtor. I've been a part of a championship-winning basketball team, a conference-winning Bellarmine golf team, and now I'm part of an award-winning real estate team, JT Pitts & Associates at RE/MAX Premier Properties. If you have any real estate questions, real estate needs, or just want to reach out, please don't hesitate to call or send me a message. My number is right below. I'm ready to bring that winning mentality to the real estate industry so I can give my clients the service they deserve. Thanks.
Bluegrass Cellular's faster data speeds and more complete coverage keep you connected to your community, no matter where life takes you. Whether you're exploring your own backyard or forging new paths across the country. Talk better, text better, play better, and share better. Here, there, and everywhere. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
E-Town Exterminating, a locally owned, family-run pest control company, has been serving Hardin County and the surrounding area since 1976. E-Town Exterminating provides pest control for residential and commercial properties. E-Town Exterminating on Ring Road in Elizabethtown. Phone 737-6900.
E-Town Exterminating. What the buzz is all about.
For additional information on HCEC-TV programming, call 270-769-8855 or email Gina Ryan at hardin.kyschools.us. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our live coverage sponsors.